Shenanigoons.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the chaos.
Woo.
Frigid north of Icewind Dale. Last we met,
It was cold as hell.
you all left Hundleston aboard a wagon in a caravan heading north towards Bryn Shander and through the spine of the world. The weather started to get worse. The light started to diminish. The cold started to set in hard. You traveled for a few days, and then your last night, I believe, on the road, you found respite and shelter inside of a cave, which happened to be populated by an ice troll.
Mm-hmm.
You did some battles, and you defeated it. Along the way, some of the other, individuals in your caravan were lost to the frigid cold of the north.
Oops.
But
In a case of ice troll.
It wasn't our fault.
exiting to the north of the spine of the world, in the barely twilight hours of the late afternoon, you find yourself looking in the distance at a large hill. Atop sits a walled frontier city, rather large. Bryn Shander, as one of you will know. So y'all are about, I'd say, a mile and some change away. Is there anything y'all would like to do before you approach?
If I'm not mistaken, I'm driving a
Southeast
wagon.
Gate?
Mm-hmm.
Was Chap driving a wagon or was somebody else driving?
He was
Oh
driving.
yeah,
wagon.
look, there's like
Because
three
we-
of us driving wagons, right?
Yeah, because
It was me, Chap, and
yeah,
you.
Was it you three?
yeah, and I think
Yeah.
I'm in the rear. Chap was mid, and you guys were in front with our main wagon. So
Okay.
I'm probably just going to keep my head on a swivel to keep keeping an eye out for what's going on around us.
Yeah.
But
Somebody had a letter from one of the merchants, if I remember correctly.
probably wrote it down. So
Mm-hmm.
And
that
then-
might have been.
But I
Chap
can't.
too.
Yeah, if it was Chap,
It's not me.
This is.
I think it was Chap who had it.
It was in a language that none of you could understand.
I wrote it
Oh,
down.
That's right.
I wrote it down, and it just says letter in, and then it tells the language. But I didn't, since we don't know the language.
It's Sylvan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just a letter.
So yeah.
As y'all lead the caravan towards the southeast gate of Bryn Shander.
Southeast or southwest?
Southwest. Yeah. Yep, that is the
We know
southwest
the-
gate. Math. Stuff.
Yeah, we went back around the side of it. It's all good.
So, what are y'all doing? Where are y'all going?
I guess to the
I'm
gate.
gonna move my wagon to the front.
You already hit the front of the tree.
No, I was in the
Oh,
middle.
okay.
You were in the front.
Okay.
Which wagon am I on?
You're with them in our main wagon.
In the front.
Okay. Which is now the middle.
Which
The
is now
snow is
behind
beginning to
us.
let up slightly as the evening crawls on as you all work your way through the horses through the snow. A little rough for them, but the path is well traveled normally, so it kind of shifts a little out of your way into the gullies and the outcrops of the path.
So we haven't arrived inside yet, right?
Not yet. You can now if y'all don't have anything else you want to do before you go inside.
Well, as I'm pulling my wagon forward, I'm just gonna look at Dane and be like, "Hey, let me go first. I know the city. I might be able to weasel us through without any issues."
I naughty say, go ahead. Just make sure we find the stables when we get in.
Oh, they're right in sight.
He just grunts and says, "I'm fucking cold."
I know.
So you start to
Lead the
pull up.
wagon.
You see as two large wooden doors are in front of you, about 20 or so feet tall. Each door is about 10 or so feet wide, and one is just pushed slowly through. It's like pushing a shovel through snow. It's just raking the snow in front of it as it jerks its way open, and two individuals come out, all lined in fur, but they're wearing remnants, I guess, of patchwork armor, like a breastplate and maybe like a pauldron. Some of them, one of them has the leg braces, and they're just kind of scattered, I guess, with their wear. And they see you all approach, and the first one looks to you and says, "Are you hot? What business is it of yours in Bryn Shander?"
Well, we're traveling through, heading north to Ten Towns, or further deeper into Ten Towns area. We're just looking for a place to rest after coming over the spine of the world.
And he looks past you, and he says, "Aye, all merchants.
We had merchants with us.
Textiles coming to the Shander."
We still have some.
Well, these are the wagons of the merchants. Unfortunately,
So.
And he puts his hand on his hip. Y'all steal them.
no, sir, no.
We
Unfortunately,
don't have no bandits in the Shander.
No, sir, not bandits. It was. I'm sure, as you've heard tell, there's the spine of the world is not at all welcoming to guests, and on one of our stops in a cave, we came face to face with a ice troll.
Hearing
And
the
they kind of
conversation.
look each other and just like look back at you, and their eyes are kind of like.
Hearing the conversation, Dane pulls out the frost troll thing and says, "Yep, we brought some with us too."
Yeah,
And he's
I
gonna
got the
put it back
belt.
One of them just kind of looks at you guys and spits on the ground, and then he says, "All right, come on in." And he like whistles up at the top and just like shakes his hand, and the doors begin to open more. And you can hear as they're starting to walk back in front of you. You can hear one say to the other, "Surprised they didn't lose all their wagons going through that pass. Lucky bastards." As they peel off, and you all make your way through the gate, and this is what you see. In front of you, you see rows of buildings, pretty wide thoroughfares. There's a healthy amount of people in here. You would know probably about 1,500 people. Everyone's kind of just milling around, doing their mundane tasks that they normally would do. It doesn't. Roll me a history check.
8.
You can't be sure. It may just be from your travels and the time you've spent away, but it might seem like the atmosphere is a little less friendly to either newcomers or the general atmosphere of the city itself, the town itself. You can't quite. It's just a little off. Not as jovial, maybe.
Yeah.
Wind out of the sails a bit. You see off to your left the stables.
Yeah. So I'll pull the wagon through, and as I'm passing the guards, as they're walking back in, I'll just kind of, do either of you speak Sylvan by chance, or know anyone who do?
I can't even spell it. We might
Alright,
be able to
we're
find
kinks.
someone in town, but yep.
And I'm gonna.
Thanks.
Puts his hood up and just
And,
kind of pulls him. a
Take
little
the wagon towards the stables.
And then while my wagon's going by the guards, I'm gonna look over and say, "What did you mean by we're lucky we didn't lose all the wagons? Has it been that rough here?"
bit. Hell of a way to come north.
It certainly was.
That's my meaning, friend.
You haven't had any troubles before?
Just
Hasn't
this-
gotten harder here?
Just this darkness and the thieves.
Thieves? What
Alright.
thieves?
They better
I
not,
mean, in a town like this, you get thieves anywhere.
they better not try to steal my feathers.
Have they been more active lately, though?
Population's gone down a little bit. Less people. May seem like more thieving. Hard to tell, but boss has got us run ragged.
Well,
We're about to go on a perimeter walk here soon. We've been standing at that gate all damn day waiting for someone to come through.
well,
So,
who's your boss? We'd love to ask him about what the status is around here lately. See if he's got any work for us.
That says Eastway?
Eastway.
East,
yeah.
Eastgate.
Eastgate, the Eastway.
Yeah, the East one.
That's this is the sheriff of the town.
Just the sheriff.
Yeah, Sheriff Markham Southwell.
Markham's.
That's a name.
And he says, "Well, thank you, friend. We'll make sure and get in touch."
Just,
I don't know
just,
if you can get a hold of him, but okay.
just out of curiosity, when you said hell of a way to come north, are you saying there is an alternate way to come north?
Markham.
See it moving ice.
What?
Sheriff Markham.
I mean, you'd still have to travel a bit on land, but
You have it.
Would it have been easier?
It's part of my character.
there ain't no easy way into Icewind Dale.
Gotcha.
Fair enough. Okay. Good to know.
It's all redacted.
Ah, the redacted notes. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah. You don't know this. You can't see this.
Redacted.
So pull up to the stables. As you pull the wagons up, you notice a place to offload the wagons. There's a handful of smaller wagons that are just kind of like parked next to it. There's a separate little stable that has a handful of horses in it. There's one that has oxen, and there's one that has these weird creatures that look like about 7-8 feet tall at the head. Kind of look like a chicken or a rooster ish, but they have like fur on their bodies and sharp talons on their front. They only have two taloned legs and feet in front of them. They have like plumage coming out their tail, and each of them have like saddles on them. They have this really weird. It's odd. 'Cause it's like, oh, big fucking chicken, but you look and like its beak kind of forms out and then curves up like this, like an axe,
Interesting.
and then it connects it in the front.
I was literally was thinking actually. Interesting.
Weird
Chocobo.
creatures. Yeah, and as you guys are walking near, they're like shifting their head with their beaks, not teeth. But beaks. We'll say they have teeth. Why not?
Chicken teeth. I like it.
Yeah, they got chicken teeth, and they're just kind of like looking at you. Yep.
Carnivorous chicken bird nose.
And outside the stable, there's a small gnome, just in like a fur lined like overcoat with like a smock on the front, big fur mittens and big fuzzy boots. And says, "You want to rest your horses for the night, do you?"
Well, Yeah, we're going to need to, but two of these wagons and horses, I'm assuming belong to somebody. You don't happen to speak Sylvan, do you?
I've never even heard of it.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't think we're gonna find anybody who speaks Sylvan.
We're gonna have
Up
to
here
go
on the
You-
north.
We'll keep asking.
We were supposed to meet somebody here at the stable. He's got a brother down in Neverwinter. He wouldn't happen to be your brother, would he?
A lot of brothers, a lot of places. What's his
Well,
name?
he was the stable hand down there, and he loaned us these wagons and horses on the main wagon behind me here. We were supposed to get a calculated price for rental from
Do you
him.
have a receipt? And he holds out his hand.
Well, I don't have a receipt. Somebody in the
My
party
brother in
might.
Neverwinter usually writes down the date that he gave it to you and where it's going to give to me so I can calculate the days.
Hey,
I need to see that so you can pay.
hey, Elf boy, you got a receipt?
Can't say I do.
Oh, great. This is gonna end badly.
Did we give it to the rabbit?
To Chap?
Sure.
I mean,
I think we.
if Chap doesn't have it and it was in my gear that we lost at Luskin, then we don't have it. You know,
Well,
What
I don't
was it?
know.
is there a receipt?
All right,
wasn't that
when?
before-
How long ago did you leave Neverwinter? And he like sighs and shakes his head a little bit.
Well, I think it's been about a week and a half's past, maybe 2 weeks past. It's kind of hard to tell when, the sun don't shine.
2 weeks,
Ish.
20 days.
20. What?
20 days? Hell
2
no.
weeks is 14 days.
No,
Not never.
a week
not-
is 10 days.
in fairness 10 days.
What? Okay. As I was.
I think it's closer to 15, about a week's and a half's.
All right.
Do we know how much time's actually passed in travel since we left?
I wasn't keeping track.
Somebody want to make a history check? These are things to remember because you're paying for the time.
Say, I don't want to pay for a week's worth of wagon train if I don't have to.
Oof.
Really?
Someone else want to do it?
I'm pretty sure I don't remember.
Oh,
How did you roll a 0?
I got a
10.
6. What'd you
16?
Okay, do you remember?
16.
you think that's bad?
I saw. That's pretty bad.
Guess
Bam!
Fuck.
Gotta love rolling
About a
nat
10 day.
ones on
10 days.
About a 10 day.
Gotta love
So
having
I'll-
a nat
You
one.
think?
I'll start counting on my little hands and kind of doing a thinking, a head scratching. Well, if I add the time up right, I'm pretty sure it's been 1 week. Yeah, 1 week if the math adds up.
10-day and Dale reckoning. Got it.
And then Dane's gonna pipe up. He's like, hey, these other 2 wagons behind us, we had some friends traveling with us that we lost along the way. We're gonna try and keep the goods amongst ourselves for our travels, but we could pitch these wagons in for you if you want.
Aren't these my wagons?
Only one of them is your wagon. As far as I know, only one of them is his wagon, because we met up with the merchants on the road.
As far as we know.
So
And he looks.
You can
He walks around the other wagons. And you see, like, he looks on the underside of yours. And if anyone were curious as well, there is a little, like a,
sigil.
yeah, kinda. I don't want to say it's like a rune, but it's, he recognizes it. He says, yep, this one's ours. And he goes to the other 2, and he points out that one other one came from them as well.
all 3 of them are his then.
Nope.
No. Just 2?
Just 2.
Okay.
Just 2.
So, and then
One was from the merchant, the merchants that died, and one was from you guys. And then the family,
rented one.
They have their own.
yeah, the family didn't have their own, but they're kind of like waiting in the back, waiting for you guys to get done before they do their business.
Interesting. Okay.
So how much did my brother quote you on per day?
I don't think he told us that either.
He said that for the 2 horses and the 1 wagon that we rented from him contractually would be calculated price-wise when we return the gear to you here in Bryn Shander.
That fucking guy. Okay. Yeah, he does walk around of your wagon and the horses, and he slaps them on the butt, and he like runs his hand through their tails, and he's like mumbling to himself as he does it.
I ain't paying shit back.
And Mert just takes off. I ate the horse.
Travel wasn't nice to him, but travel normally up here isn't. You said a 10-day?
Yeah.
Value the wagon and the 2 horses at about 8 gold per day.
16 gold.
80.
Let me do
80.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So altogether 8 per day.
For this wagon and the 2 horses.
So yeah, 80.
And Dan's gonna go, well, I've got 5 I can give.
I got less than that.
I think Chap has the most gold out of us all.
Just reach into his pockets.
No.
No, it flew off.
That flew off.
So you flew off?
Yep.
Okay, where are you flying to?
Away from this conversation.
Ain't no
Outside
way.
the walls? Further in?
I'm gonna look at you and say, hey, next time the bird comes back, pickpocket him for me.
I can try. I'll need a distraction.
Not a problem, I can do that.
I say I got 3 gold. Combined, we have 1 day's worth of coverage.
And I have 4.
Cool.
Bird.
Hey, rabbit person. And I'll just kind of... Damn. Fell asleep at the wagon. I'm gonna pickpocket.
You don't see him at all.
Don't see him at all.
You don't see Jaxxon.
He's. Oh,
He's
he's
gone. Damn.
He's a rogue in a place where he might be finding his brother. What do you fucking think he's doing?
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, the bird fucked us, guys.
And the bird just left. So
Well,
I'll tell you what, sir. You see the bird that just took off there? He actually signed the contract with your brother when we left, so he's the one who owes you the gold.
Oh, he's not here. You are.
We can stay with you till he comes back, though.
Do you have something for collateral until he comes back and pays for my goods and services?
Ooh.
Hey, that staff you got is pretty nice.
My staff.
Yeah.
I mean, seems fair.
Oh, that's just from one of you.
Okay. I mean, guys.
And he looks at your
My axe.
battle axe.
Exactly.
He says, I don't leave Bryn Shander much. They'll be here when y'all pay. I got a locked cabinet in the back I can put him in. It's a pretty big city.
we're instead of his axe, and I'll kind of lift up and show my rapier hanging off my waist. What about this instead
I
of
need
his
something
axe?
from each of you
So Dane's gonna pull out the dagger
to cover.
from the back of this thing and say, "This is all I've got worth of value. I've lost all my goods, but I need the axe.
And
If I give you the only other things
It
I
is a
have,
shitty dagger.
I have a dagger and a club. That is all I've got.
What about your armor?
Well, take a go.
Take that.
If I give him my shield, okay,
That'll do.
give him the shield. That's fine.
I'll undo my rapier and kind of hand it to him. Hold on to it as he grabs it and
You
just...
theoretically need your
No,
inventories, right?
We will get this back when we pay, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I have a lockbox in the back. When you pay, you'll get your ship back. I don't like it when people don't pay.
It's okay. We don't like it when the person who owes doesn't pay either.
And he like nods at you guys, and he kind of looks off to the side a little bit, and you can see a couple of the town militia just kind of like meandering by, and he nods at them too, and they nod back, and they keep walking.
Well, I suppose we should go and find a bird.
Yeah.
Pluck a couple feathers, maybe a beak.
Well, before we do that, we have this merchant wagon we need to go through and see what's actually here. We might find goods in there that we could sell and substitute the cost.
Well, if we do sell it,
Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
We technically completed a contract, so we
wisdom?
could just take the goods.
Wisdom saving throw.
Pay our debts.
Wait, which contract?
That's
The
a
merchant's contracts. on the
Okay.
wagon.
Right, but we don't know if the merchant had a contract or if he was
Where
just
you
going to
flying?
peddle goods.
Well,
Well, I was
saying
saying it more as a joke, but
It could be in the letter, but we still need to inventory the goods to know what's there.
Fair.
So, why don't we just
Wait, is this
inventory
a
it, see what
tavern?
we have, and if we have
That
any
is the
worthwhile,
town.
take it with us.
tavern. I mean,
I don't trust it here in the
Um,
storehouse as it is.
You have never been here before.
No.
You just see buildings.
well,
And then we're Matt. Did you
I
hear
guess
our
something's
conversation
here.
about the wagon?
What's that? In
So
the
I was
center of
reading
town?
How
Yeah,
much
so
I'd
you're gonna go
lose if
stop
I
in the center
lost the
and just kinda,
fucking
like, sit there and
staff.
wait?
Sorry, what were you?
yeah, just
So
take a
we're
look
Going
around.
to inventory
Okay.
the merchant wagons.
Okay, so that we know what's
In the center of
I want
town,
to see if we can pay him
you
that
see
well, and try to
some
sell it in the town.
some,
or
like,
figure
open air
out what's
tents
on
that are,
letter, see if there
kind of
was
selling
maybe a
little
contract,
furs,
and either fulfill
and,
the contract or sell the goods
little
to offset
foods
the
here and
cost
there,
of
some bread,
Yep.
whatever.
like frozen
bird,
meats, salted meats.
Pickpocket him with.
Yeah, especially because I know
you
we've helped him pay
see-
for stuff more than once.
To the
So-
north end
Touche.
of the center square
Fantastic.
building,
Fair enough.
that
And
is brightly
I suppose
lit
we
from the
could go
inside,
and
but like
stay
a
at
fire, you
North.
can kind of tell. And there's a
Oh,
sign
wow.
that says
The
Black
North
Iron
Fork, it's the
Blades.
local inn.
Yes.
I've played
But
many a
besides
shanty there
that,
before.
there's
for
not really
room
there's
and board.
there's
Well,
like
before we get there, do you know
like
of anywhere we can
townhouses,
go to get
or
that
little,
letter
you know,
inspected? Any type of
huts made of
library or
not huts, but
holy person?
like log
Maybe
cabins.
the-
Pretty much this
maybe
entire
the
place is like
priest of the house
log
of the
cabins
morning
covered
will
in
know.
snow on the top
do
with
that. We can do
smoke
that. and Maybe we
billowing
can
out of
talk to some of the
chimneys
merchants, see if they're
and
expecting
like
a
that.
wagon load on the way.
Yeah,
There's some people walking around,
might want to stop by
kind of doing a little bit of
the
business
Black Iron
and
Blades
whatnot,
first,
but
Sounds good to me.
after the inventory.
Sounds
yeah.
good to me.
kind of in the middle of
Can
town.
you
People
copy all
really
that and
aren't.
send it to me?
You get occasional looks.
Because I don't. Whenever you create my
Looking at
character,
a bird.
I don't have it anymore.
Looking around, you see mostly human folk.
Maybe if I still have messenger
Mostly
Oh,
human.
you have to do it right now.
Occasional
Just do it.
dwarf.
I just go ahead and do it.
You can't tell if there's any elves. Everyone's got bundled up. But nothing that's of an illicit race,
Real
a
quick,
monstrous
table
race,
talk.
or like
For spell
anything
casting
that
focus,
isn't humanoid.
I'm trying to make sure I understand this. Because it's saying
No
my
bird
staff
people.
can be used as a
No bird people,
spellcasting
no
focus
minotaurs,
in
no
place
lizard
of
folk,
actually having components for a spell.
nothing like that.
But it says if a cost
Well, Elwood asked.
is indicated for a component,
Mhm.
then a
bystander?
character
What
must
is the
have
word
that specific
bystander
component
right?
before he can
Bystander?
cast a spell.
Or just
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
person.
So
Yeah, person.
I'm a little
Okay.
confused
No,
by that.
I would ask
So it's just
them
normal staff, right?
about the
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look it up and read it with you.
If there
since
is
you
one.
understand that one.
Just the way it reads is kind of confusing.
You stop
It's like, hey, you can use this in place of a component,
a grizzled old man,
but if it costs
with,
something, then you still need a
scratchy,
component. It's just
really stubbly
So
white
it is your arcane
beard,
focus. Arcane focus
fur
is
hood over
specialized
top.
design
There's
account.
like wisps of like.
Use such an item as
Gray
spellcasting
salt and
focus
pepper
as
hair just
described
kinda,
in
like,
the
flowing out.
spellcasting section.
He's just like
So
carrying
it's
a
just
little
your
satchel
focus.
on his
Like my
back,
character has to use a holy focus.
And he
So
goes,
when I'm gonna say when I
"Hey,
do a prayer or something, I
yeah."
have to use my holy
and
focus.
he points back.
And you have
he
to.
says,
That's like the
"The
tangible
north,
portion sometimes, but it still requires
northwest. There's
components.
the north
You still have to
look.
have that component plus your focus. Does that make sense?
so
I mean, that's the
it's
closest.
just confusing because it says you can use it in place
there's
of components. specified
Kelvin's
for the
Rest,
spell.
that is back south. But and then
So
he
it's
points
like-
at the north look
I
that
guess
where it
depends
says
on the
north
cost.
look.
So if like the component costs less than that
Let's
staff,
see.
you could use that as a
Where
focus.
the north look.
Or
see
if the
that
component
one
is
and I don't see the Calvin's one.
uh,
What's that?
I don't see
So
the
it's talking
Calvin's
about
one.
No,
the verbal, semantic,
it's
and
not on the map,
material
but he
components.
just
So it
points
probably will
back
cover your verbal and semantic
generally
portions,
towards the main.
and the focus
main
requiring
gate.
for the material
As he
part.
continues
Does
walking.
that make sense?
Yeah,
So you now
that's
know
the
where the
focus.
north
Exactly.
is.
So it's going to be your
So the
material
material.
requirement
Thank you,
sir.
for your
Points you up
spellcasting.
that-
If it says you need verbal,
that
semantic,
street
material,
Mhm.
that, like,
then your
goes
focus
right
is
to
the
it.
material component.
Thank you,
But
sir.
if it says you still need like a strip of
Third
cloth,
person.
you'll need your focus
As he
and the
starts
strip
to
of
walk
cloth.
away.
Does that make sense?
Would the strip of cloth not be the material?
So
That's
You're
it.
gonna
It's
hang
an
out here?
additional material.
See if they come find you. Or you're gonna
So
try
additional
to.
material.
Well,
unless
I'm gonna
the
go
material
walk
is
to them.
consumed
Okay.
when you use the spell, like my tiny.
Yeah, it
hut,
takes a couple minutes.
Then you can use
but
your staff.
there-
instead.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like
So
talking.
if using the spell completely gets
As
rid
they're
of it,
walking.
then you,
About
okay,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
So, alright, we have our plan.
Y'all are walking north in town.
Well, before we do that,
Okay.
we'll give the guy the horses and the wagon that we owe him, and then
He's got the staff. He's got the shield and the rapier.
and I think the three of us were going to. You were going to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the three of us are going to inventory what's in the merchants' wagons before we continue any further.
Okay.
You ready for?
I'm sure.
Because I can't. I don't have my keyboard instead.
Let me just get
Roll
my.
an investigation check.
All right. Investigation +3. Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, that's your roll.
Cristo, Cristo.
19. Inventory. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna
I
go.
got dirty 20.
I got a nat 20 plus 2.
So taking stock of all the crates, everything's crated up. Written on, there's in the merchant's wagon. There's about 11 or 12 crates, varying in sizes. The larger crates say furs on them, and there's 3 of those. The slightly smaller ones say victuals.
Vitals? Vitals?
Yeah.
Okay. So medium crates?
Medium crates, and there's 6 of those.
So that's
And
9.
then there's 3 small crates that just have a stamp of 2 crossed swords.
Okay. Okay. And
And
that's
if
all.
you're shifting things around, those are probably the heaviest of the bunch.
Okay.
So probably weapons.
I'm gonna ask the
They're,
guards.
they're about, the small ones are about that big.
Oh, so
Okay, so it's probably materials.
okay.
And there's 3 of those.
Mhm.
Okay. So, seeing this, I'm gonna tell you guys, hey, let's ask either the stable hand or the guards that were at the gate if they recognize these crossed swords mark. It could be like a stall marker for someone who works here. Maybe it's an order.
Okay.
Would anybody in our party recognize that by any chance?
It wouldn't happen to be the symbol of the black iron, the black iron blades. Would I have remembered that?
It would be.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I don't know. Just look to him. Oh yeah, I recognize that. That's the symbol for the black iron blade smithy, and wearer and armorer and yeah, the place that makes the things.
So,
I know where that
I'm
those
gonna
ones go.
I'm gonna look at you guys and say, well, maybe we can just take this cart all the way there, so we don't have to carry these heavy ass crates.
Yeah, I mean one of these wagons might belong to it. I'm gonna look under the one wagon that
The merchant.
The merchant one?
the one of the merchant ones that didn't have the sigil.
So there were 3 wagons,
We gave the one we owed the dude.
and that was a sigil. The merchant one had a sigil, and the families did not.
And there was a second merchant one.
No, there was
There was
There's
4.
just-
There were 4 wagons.
Wasn't it just 3?
There were 4 wagons. The families,
but we only
the
grabbed
2 merchants, and ours. In the wagon train.
There was
Oh,
only
there was
3
there was just 3.
at the cave.
So we only brought 3 with us. It was us.
Because it was
There was 4 to begin with.
Yeah.
Sure was.
chap left on it. That's right. He done disappeared.
No.
Because he was driving it.
No, there
He
were
was
just
no.
there were just 3 wagons at the cave when we left. Ours,
Yeah.
the families, and the merchants.
No one noticed that there was a missing wagon too.
So
No. I distinctly remember that the marching order was...
There wasn't a 4th one.
There
When you
wasn't
guys
a
left the
4th.
cave, there was 3.
there was only 3.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, because I remember saying I was really focused on those wagons.
Because the family didn't ride or didn't drive; they rode in the back.
Yeah.
While one of y'all drove.
Okay.
Yeah. But now you realize, shit, you lost a wagon too. Yeah.
Well, alright.
Well, let's not mention that.
Yeah.
So
No one took stock of the 4th missing wagon,
Alright, well,
unfortunately.
yeah. I'll look at I'll look at him and be like, well, I think you should ask him if we can take it up there. Because I really don't have anything else to give him.
is the family still at the gate?
While you were doing this, they were being helped by someone else, and they have made their way into town.
Okay, well that's not option.
Would I have arrived to them?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I found the inn.
Really?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
You should go back to the inn before I hit you.
And the gnome just kind of goes, Bird,
What?
Bird,
What?
you gotta pay for your wagons.
Ain't my wagons.
Pay them or we're having cooked duck.
I need to get paid. And his voice starts to raise as he says, y'all came in with my property and you're not trying to pay for stuff. And you start to see
So,
some guards kind of turning their head a little bit.
Fine.
as
Oh,
the attention of the bird is at the goblin, and
He's not a goblin.
He's a gnome.
no, sorry,
Don't
no.
piss him off.
You can't call them not goblins. What the hell?
Same thing.
They start with a G. So the gnome, and in their conversation, I want to try to pickpocket the bird
Okay.
Careful with the goblins.
for his coin purse specifically.
Okay.
Should I roll sleight of hand as well, or
Is it sleight of hand on me?
You roll sleight of hand. You roll perception.
This dice is not for this character.
16?
ooh.
As this gnome is starting to raise his voice, you notice Kurt kind of sidle up beside you, and he starts to reach within your feathers, and you feel him going for your coin purse.
Not your feathers.
What the fuck are you doing?
So I'm
Fuck
gonna
it! And I'm gonna
yank.
yank the coin purse. Just
You see what I
Try
did
and
to the troll?
And while he's doing that,
Are you letting him take your coin purse?
No.
and while he's
Okay,
while he's,
strength for both of you, please.
while he's trying to grab the purse, I'm gonna try and hold him back.
Hit him back?
Jesus.
Make a strength check.
Fuck yes. Okay.
I really hope you did well.
I think I got 13.
17.
7.
He holds both of you off. He holds his ground
I'm gonna use
and
my.
holds his coin purse.
I'm gonna use my ring of
And you
telekinesis.
just kind
to
of
try-
like, what?
I'm gonna use my ring of telekinesis to try and lift him up, and then just like shake the coins out of it.
I'm pretty sure I'm heavier than the spell can allow. Because I think it was like 5 pounds.
I'm trying to find where the rules are for it. Oh, wait, here it is. You're thinking of a different one. Can try to move an object that weighs up to 1,000 pounds. So, bada bing, bada boom.
Okay.
While all this is going on, I'm gonna shout at the bird. It's like, we've helped you buy things before. Why are you doing this thing to us now?
I've bought you all your fucking gear that you have.
Not all of it. Chapman paid for quite a bit of it too, actually.
No, I paid for most of it. I bought all of you. Well, except his.
Chaplin
Cold
bought
gear.
quite a bit of it.
Chaplin bought a lot of it, and then I know we split the cost on a lot of stuff, with us contributing a lot to some of your stuff in other towns.
Pretty
So,
sure I had 700 before we left. I had 700, I think. 700.
You had 12.
There was a point where you were broke, and then we paid for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Not sure what I need to roll to use this. I've only used this thing like once.
What does it say?
It just says use it at will. I remember I rolled something specifically when I used it.
Was it your spell modifier?
Maybe. I know, because it just says I can use it at will, and like.
Also, you guys are keeping me from paying
Roll. What's your spell?
to the goblin.
DC.
No.
to be fair, we were doing this before you
Spell
agreed
DC?
to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were doing this as the gnome was yelling at you. You hadn't said anything yet.
I said fine.
Okay, so
to
the
gnome.
spell telekinesis says you gain the ability to move or manipulate objects, creatures or objects by thought. When you cast a spell and as your action each round for the duration, you can exert your will on one creature or object you can see within range, causing the appropriate effect below. You can affect the same target round after round or choose a new one any time. Doesn't matter.
What's your spell DC?
You can try to move.
Where is that listed?
It should be right above your
It-
spells.
So
Spells at
it says
the
you can
top.
try to move a huge or
The
small creature.
modifier or the attack?
What's
You
your-
make an
Oh, 14.
you make an
14.
ability check
Make
with your spellcasting.
a
It's a strength check.
dexterity. Yep.
You win the contest with the 30 feet in any direction.
16.
It beats your ADC. It does not happen. As you attempt to lift him up and shake him. As you hold your ground against your entire party trying to steal your gold.
I am gonna pay whatever you guys decided to.
There's a handful of people watching around you guys. A couple of the militia have kind of gathered around you as well.
Whatever you owe to
Whatever-
the stable
Whoa.
master.
We owe?
Yeah,
I'm
we-
owed 80 gold coins, 80 gold pieces.
I hope there's an
Perfectly
arena.
fine.
I don't care where it comes
There's an
from,
arena somewhere here.
but someone owes me for my
I
goods.
don't think so.
There you go. I had hence the 80 gold.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Get the fuck out of my sight.
With pleasure.
And he
And-
turns around
Wait,
and he
wait,
like
wait.
sulks back.
And I'm gonna take the other wagon and start heading towards.
Whoa, whoa,
You
what are you
haven't asked
doing
him
with
that
my
yet.
wagon?
Well, I'm gonna go sell the goods and bring it back.
You're not gonna sell these goods. These goods go to different vendors in
well,
town.
I know these ones go to, the Black Iron Blades.
Okay, we can send for someone to pick it up. They're goods. Y'all tried to get out of here without paying for shit.
We did not.
Dane,
The bird did.
Dane, where's your shield?
So we had to give all our goods to the gnome because someone took off without helping.
Well,
Somebody bought a car.
No.
How about this? You still have our items. We'll return this cart and get our items back.
And we'll bring receipts from the vendors when we've delivered the goods to the vendors.
Roll a persuasion check. One of you can roll with advantage.
I'll roll a standard one if you want to do.
Alright,
I
I'll
ain't
roll
helping you
in.
fuckers. I ain't helping you with this one.
Not this one. This one.
Persuasion.
Doesn't matter. I both rolled 2 plus 9, so
Oh, Jesus.
11.
Oh,
I have an
My
8.
Do you want me to help?
He says, I'll tell you what. I know where the other boxes go. Victuals. And the furs. I know where they go. But those other boxes are a bit heavy. If you just want to take those. Here. And he hands back the rapier and the staff. Hold on to this piece of metal until y'all return with a receipt of delivery from Black Iron Blades. You can have your shit back. Sound good?
Dane sticks out his hand and says, "It's a deal. We'll be back soon."
He just turns around, saunters back into his.
And Dane just kind of lives the whole like, okay, well, fuck me, think.
Yeah.
That's back to the wagon.
All right. So what are you all doing?
I'm gonna go with the wagon up to the iron, the forge.
Yeah. I'm on the wagon with steering it to black iron blades.
Okay.
Oh, I'm bored. Why not?
Oh no, it's not the wagon. You just
Oh,
have
we're
the-
carrying.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Fuck me.
Yeah.
how heavy do these weigh?
I should know I'm carrying it out.
They're a bit heavy. Pretty heavy for you. Pretty heavy for you. The other three could probably carry him. All right.
I'll take his.
And I'll lead them to black iron blades then in that
Okay.
respect. The
Yep.
fastest way that I remember.
Yeah, just straight down the main thoroughfare.
Yep.
As y'all are walking, people are kind of glancing about at you like normal people would at people walking by, I guess, with a bird. And another short folk that kind of looks like a gnome, but a little smaller. Just a youngin.
Tic Tac walking around down the street,
Yep.
hopping out his back.
Kirk will remember that.
Being a Tic Tac or what?
You make your way down the thoroughfare, and you, Mert and Kirk, you see the familiar building, the Black Iron Blades that you just saw a few moments previous. And Kirk, it looks about the same as you remember. It's about a story and a half of smoke, smoked logs, I guess. Crisped, burnt, to try to, I don't know, it just kind of stands out a little bit. Charred wood, large log cabin with a wide entrance that you can see above the entrance is a sign with two crossed blades, and inside you can tell, walking toward it, that there's flame in there, some kind of forge. Because there's definitely light coming out of it in the darkness of the town. And you hear noises of anvil and against metal as you all go up to Black Iron Blades.
The sound of industry.
I'll kind of knock on some wood and just, Guard! Guard!
Hey!
Got some goods for ya!
Why isn't that Kirk?
Yeah!
Hey,
Well,
Kirk!
I'm glad you still remember me.
Never forget the nights in the tavern with that beautiful music going, and the women,
Yeah,
and
well,
the
I
men,
mean,
for some.
well,
What can I do you for, Kirk? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has, it has. We've got some boxes here that I think belong to you. They've got your symbol on it.
Aye, they sure do.
And, I guess you had some merchants coming up here bringing them to you, but unfortunately they made an untimely end with an ice troll.
You take the 10 trails, huh?
Yeah,
You should know
also.
better than that.
Well, I tried to, but unfortunately we were kind of obligated with the wagon train and my party.
Well, what do you got then? These boxes, they're mine, yes?
Yeah, they belong to you. Hey, where do you want them?
Just put them off over here, and he points like down in a corner where there's like some of those big tongs and little bits of metal filings and shit. But there's a little space for you all to put it there. And as you all are putting there, he says, Kirk, Devessa's been asking. After you left, you were supposed to help her out with something, apparently. But,
What the fuck
she
did you
was
do?
wondering where you went.
Oh,
What did you do?
well, I see. I kind of forgot about that, if I'm being honest. My travels.
How long has it been, Kirk?
Oh, it's definitely been a couple months. Few months, fair. You know me in time, it's not something I tend to keep track of.
Yeah, ale in your belly, women in your bed, right?
Exactly. At least you know me. At least you know me well.
We all know you, Kirk.
Speaking of, how's your sister?
And he looks up at you,
Get another beer.
and he comes up and he cold clocks you.
I
But then
felt it
he
as soon
picks
as I
you
heard
up and he kind of jovial laughs. She fucking went up to Good Mead. A
Oh,
little bit more work up there. She was pretty
suppose
broken when you left.
well,
I wish you were still around, so I could have broken you myself.
yeah, I suppose I do deserve that. But, you know us birds, I don't stay in one place too long.
There haven't been many other bards that traveled through, so you were probably the last one that did any good.
Yeah.
He did something good?
He plays pretty finely.
I'll shoot a glance, dagger eyes at,
Daggers at him. Yeah.
and just turn back. Well, yeah.
You staying in town long?
Well, we'll probably stay for the night up there at the Northlook if it's still around. You know.
Yeah, Scram Sacks will probably want to see you too.
Yeah, they still got old Bitey up on the wall.
Old buddy ain't moved.
Oh, good to hear.
Well.
Good to hear.
Not often, anyway.
Fair, yeah. Well, I suppose I should probably find Yvette after we finished our business in town. Where might I find her these days?
Oh, still at the town hall, and it's not on the map because, is it?
There,
No,
maybe?
that's
That's the chapel or church thing, right?
yeah, that's a different one. So I have one. I have a different map that is somewhere else that I have on the computer that doesn't have everything. The town hall. If you want to mark it on that one, town hall is.
I really cannot read from this backwards.
I believe. Let me look.
Down there.
Let's see. Down from. Let's see. That's that path.
Did you mean this one or?
This right here,
Okay.
right there.
Lucky.
Yep.
It's hard to get it straight from this angle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the town hall. Yeah, she's been struggling a bit, honestly, with this darkness and those thieves. You know how proud she is. She doesn't like to ask for help much, but I'm sure a familiar face might do her some good.
Yeah, well, I'll see what I can. Maybe I might do something for the whole town and square tonight, maybe. We'll see. Depends on what she needed from me and how much she doesn't hate me.
And he looks up, and you see that he's looking up at dark clouds, but he sees a moon peeking through, and he says, "Aye, better tonight than tomorrow, I suppose. It's good you came in today."
Dane, hearing all this, he's gonna set the boxes down and he says, "Hey, friend, you said with the thieves in town, the guards mentioned the same thing at the gate. What's been going on?"
Well, you think a thief would make use of darkness?
Yeah, but they've made quite a few references to it.
This bird is right. They're friends of Kirk Mapwood. Thieves in the night, which is 90% of the day. There's some weird ones going on too. I mean, normally you don't see thieves, but you see thieves.
Ghosts?
But there are some things getting taken that are almost inconsequential. If you talk to Scram Sacks, I think he had something stolen from the North Look. last night, actually. It didn't have much monetary value, I don't think. But the weird thing is, nobody saw anything at all.
So it's not just regular thieves, it's what they're
Footprints
stealing.
in the snow, which is odd.
There's no snow? Is that what you said?
No, there were no footprints in the snow.
Oh.
Hearing this, Dane's gonna say, that's interesting. We'll have to ask around a little bit more. Not to be rude, friend. Is there any chance you can give us a receipt for the goods? The stable hand gnome isn't very happy with us to begin with.
Oh, Johnny, he's not a happy bunch. He does a good job, though. Just don't cross him.
That's a little late for that.
Woo!
I mean, it could have been worse.
He gets he like grabs out a little sheet and he takes like metal chalk and he just like writes on it the sign of the blades and he hands it to you. Take that back. Delivered, safe and sound.
Before we go, you got cooking utensils, so?
I could probably make you some, but I don't sell cooking utensils. I mean, I got metal. I can make metal utensils.
Sure. How much?
5 silver. You want a full set?
Yeah.
5 silver.
I don't have silver.
I mean,
You have gold, though. You can
I
make
have
gold.
gold. Yeah, but it's like, oh.
yeah.
And then
You can hand him a gold and he'll give you back 5 silver.
and over here, Dane's gonna say, yeah, I was gonna ask you, I lost all my gear recently, and I'm a fellow smith. You wouldn't happen to have any spare smithing supplies laying around, would you?
He chuckles and says, "You're not a shield dwarf, are you?"
It depends on the day.
Depends on the day that he doesn't have to,
You ain't got a shield on you.
Yeah, I had to leave it at the gate so you could bring your goods, or else he wouldn't let us do it.
So what do you want,
This is
friend?
some spare smithing tools you might have on you.
I'll tell you what. Let me make your friend's utensils. Come back tomorrow. They won't be any good like what I use, but they'll be okay.
That's fine. I just need something to get myself started
Come
again.
back tomorrow, and I'll have a little set for you. Always nice to help out a fellow dwarf, even if they don't have the shield.
And Dane just nods and says, thank you. Dwarf to dwarf, thank you.
Do you still happen to charge the same rate you did, a silver per string for instruments?
Well, to be honest, after you, no one really got strings, so I kind of got a little bit of a little backstock. I mean, how much you looking to get?
Well, I just need another set.
I mean, one. You know what? You're back in town.
Well, I tell you what.
Here, and he gives you a little, little wooden flap-up box, and he hands it to you. He says, "There's for coming back, make the town happy. Spirits aren't very high at the moment." And his eyes glance up toward the sun or the moon again. And yeah. Anything else? Y'all welcome to Bryn Shander. I'm sorry y'all had to come this far north for whatever reason. No one really chooses to come this far.
Well, we're on a bit of a quest to figure out why.
Aren't you always, Kirk? And he chuckles.
Well, unfortunately, it's not as fun as my usual ones. But
I'm sure you'll make do.
Yes.
Between the sheets.
Do you guys want me to take the receipt to the stable man?
It's okay, I have it. I'll go back. I have to stop by the church anyway.
yeah, we're stopping by the church. Is the priest there? The old geezer still?
Which church you talking about?
The Morning Lord. House of the Morning Lord.
Yeah, but he's changed a bit. They don't really worship the Morning Lord anymore.
Yeah,
The evening.
I'll kind of peek my head out.
They kind of gave up on that.
Yeah, it's still
Months
Miss
ago.
Shan, right?
Yeah, Mishan's still there.
Alright, well, I'll pop in and see if he can help us out. We've got this letter in Sylvan, but none of us know the language.
He might.
Alright.
Maybe. Worth a shot.
Yeah, we'll poke our heads in and see.
Well, welcome back,
Yeah.
Kirk Macwood. And he gives you a smack on the back. A little harder than you're expecting, but I think you know why.
Good to be back.
I did have a question. What can you do with this ice troll pelt?
With a what?
Ice troll pelt?
I'm more of a smithy.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably find a clothier, tanner, or something in town.
Gotcha.
I don't really, I buy mine already made from the general store.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I don't know where they get them. I always thought they got them imported in. Or a lot of people do it themselves when they're out hunting for stuff. They tan them themselves. So you could probably go to the general store and ask, or the tavern and ask some hunters. Might be able to do it for you.
Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, is there anywhere that I can maybe do something with these rubies? I'm just going to pull out the rubies that I've been holding on to for God knows how long.
There is a gemmer on the north side of town, the northwest over beyond the North Look,
Okay.
called Shenshali's Gems.
Shenshali's Gems.
Out
Shenshali
my
hole?
ass. Shenshali's Gems. Yeah, old Shenshali, he's been around for a minute. I'm surprised Kirk didn't let you in on that secret. With all the bribing he was doing the ladies.
Well,
Anal beads.
And he chuckles to himself.
Man, after last week's session.
Why else would they want a scrawny little pipsqueak like this? He pats you on the back of him and just belly laughs.
well, you know what they say about third legs and a dwarf's beard.
The beard's longer, huh?
And he strokes his beard. My fucking sister. You know, her beard's growing too.
Oh, really?
Nearly as long as mine. And his is down to like his belly button. Nice and full. But his you do notice like his beard and his hair isn't like orange. Like you kind of expect. His is more like graying blacks and browns. They kind of match the fur that everyone's wearing. There's some. Nope, he's been inside, so there's no icicles or nothing. Yours does, though. Yours
My
has some-
beard has icicles on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just the crusties all over the place.
Feel like give me the mountain pass.
Yep.
Well, I think we've taken up enough of your time, old Gran. So, I think we'll stop by House of the Morning Lord after dropping this receipt because we honestly can't really afford to pay for the merchant's wagons.
Yeah, I'd get that back there
Yep.
before he gets too upset.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have a stable, I guess, or a business right beside the barracks of the militia. I suppose he's never got thieved on.
Yeah. Well, appreciate the time. I'll see you around maybe tonight.
All right.
You'll definitely hear something.
I'll keep an eye out. You know, I usually frequent the North Look, so I'm sure I'll see you there.
Oh yeah, there or the town square. Poodle friend.
All right, Kirk. And he chuckles to himself as you start to leave. Passive perception. 42, 14. Yeah, we'll say Kirk, Matthias.
And you.
Actually, you all see this, but Kirk, you take particular notice now that you're thinking about doing something at Town Square. The Town Square is just southeast slightly of Black Iron Blades, and it was just you kind of had to go around the Town Square to get to Black Iron Blades. Mm-hmm. But now coming back down to return to the stables, you look and see a good place to set up and do what you can. There is a stage, and on the stage there is there are 3 poles rising in the center of the stage, and at the base of each there's rope. This wasn't there the last time.
It's for the Elvish belly dancers.
I'll have to keep mind of that.
Need some good music for this. This is great for traveling, but let's try.
Oh my god.
Bruh. Okay. So we're gonna head towards House of the Morning Lord then. Well, we need to head to the stables first.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, what is the stave church down here? Or is it just...
This
whatever?
is the barracks.
Is that the barracks? Okay.
This is the barracks that Garn mentioned.
Okay.
And the House of the Morning Lord is
Way up there.
way up there.
I mean, we need to go there first though, so let's get gets up our ass.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all make your way back down, and the gnomes just kind of like sitting outside on the porch on a chair, just kind of like lean back a little bit. And as he sees you approach, he stands up, and he's got your shield the length of him. And he's just kind of like holding it, and he sees that you don't have any boxes, and he cracks a small smirk and says, "You got the receipt now?"
Pull out the receipt and take the damn thing.
Okay. He takes it, and he just kind of like pushes your shield to you. Says, "You know, if you're going anywhere else, we got some horses, but I mean, we got some dogs too for dog sleds. But these Axbeak, they'll do just fine too. We got a few options if you're keen to leave town and head further in. I don't know why you would, but if you decide to, you have a couple options as long as you pay up front this time."
I like doggies.
Well, we will keep that in mind. Thank you, fellow.
And he nods, and he goes back to sitting.
Right.
Double shield on my back. Fucking thank God.
So, if I remember right, we gotta pass the town hall on the way up to the house of the Morning Lord. But I'm gonna stop in there. But if you guys want to continue on, and I'll kind of explain how to get there for them.
Okay.
And,
Going up to where? Where are you explaining to go to?
House of the Morning Lord.
Okay.
Maybe if I fly to North Look when
The end.
You're gonna fly to the North Look?
Yes.
Okay.
So I want to find this gem place.
So
that
we're splitting
talking
up.
about.
so
This is, funny fucking thing about this. Y'all seen Atla, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I had a mind to make this session a bossing say session. For all of you.
A what?
A bossing
love
say
it.
session.
Tales from Bossing Say.
Tales from Bossing Say. So basically, essentially, it's kind of like a filler episode, but it delves into every person's like backstory and what they're doing in a large city. They all kind of went off and did their own little thing.
Yep.
And I was like, no, we'll save that for another day when I have a little bit more prep time.
And it just happens.
It happens.
Tales
anyway.
of Bossing Say. Tales of Bryn Shander. All right, cool. All right.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Real quick.
Yeah.
All right, so you were going to the...
Town hall.
Okay.
I
You were
explained to
flying
them
to
how to get to Northlook and
Okay,
to ask
and
for
you're going to this-
No,
Shenanigans.
I know what it is.
Jim Shalley's Gems. Okay.
And you're going to Northlook?
Yeah. You guys are going north. You're flying. He's going to the church, which is north, so yours is the closest. The town hall, you see, it's a little bit larger town cabin or log cabin than the others. It sits probably about like 40 foot wide and kind of deep. It's like a 2-story building, and it looks nicer kept than the rest of everything. As you make your way inside, you see... Roll for initiative now.
Okay.
She's that mad. No.
Oh,
That'd be funny.
You see like tables that are kind of spread along the outer walls with chairs just kind of littered at them. Against like the main far wall is a tall kind of like a judge's stand or like Gringotts right area.
yeah.
Essentially kind of like that, but super rugged frontier style. And there's a couple of humans. There's a male human inside with like wispy graying hair, a little goatee, probably about 40-ish, 45 maybe. There's a couple. There's a female dwarf and a female human, and they're both kind of in like light furs, just like sweeping the floor and cleaning some tables and just doing basic house cleaning stuff as you step inside.
So I'll walk up to the counter and just go, I'm looking for a Devesa Shane.
Yes, what may your need of her be?
I heard tell that she was looking for me. Tell her that Kirk is looking for her.
Does Mr. Kirk have a surname?
She'll know who I am. Just tell her that
Very
it's a
well.
Kirk who is small folk.
I agree at that.
And he like stands up, and as he stands up, he kind of shakes a little bit. His body is older than he looks, and he kind of crotchets its way down a slight little bit of stair and goes into the left side, and there's like a door that kind of leads, and you hear steps kind of like rising upstairs above you. While you're waiting, let me pull this up. Come here, Chat GPT.
Fuck.
Roll for initiative.
We're fighting ChatGPT. Now we lost. Next.
Mert,
Hello?
this tavern, the North Look, its front sign has like an arrow pointing upward. The tavern itself is constructed of sturdy logs, and as you enter inside, it features a large fireplace that crackles with warmth and light, providing a respite from the bitter cold outside. The interior is adorned with animal furs and pelts, as well as antlers and other hunting trophies, giving it a rustic, authentic feel. There are about, right now, there's about 5 or 6 tables in there that there's about 10 patrons just kind of like sitting around the tables, sitting at the bar.
Yeah, we got a whole line over.
And then against the far wall, you notice like a piano. On the far wall to the right is the piano, and just behind that, on the wall facing like opposite you, is a large, probably about this big, plaque with a fish draped across. It's an orange-hued fish up the body and the scales, but when it gets to the head kind of like bulbouses up like a brainiac head. That's just like just kind of shifts into a white color. And you see behind the bar on the left-hand side, across from across from the piano, you see a grizzled, pot-belly, older human he's kind of balding, but he has like the really deep receding hairline of like gray hair. He has like a handlebar mustache. Cheeks are a bit red and jolly-ish. And he's got like, I guess like a wife beater shirt on that only comes up like just above his gut. And he's got a smock, like an apron smock from the waist down.
Simpson vibes.
And he's just sitting there,
I was thinking like a
feeding people
luchador.
some drinks,
Yeah, that
cleaning
too.
some mugs. As you walk in, he's just back over there doing that.
He is flamboyant.
It's a nice, cozy, warm place.
Interesting.
Would I be able to identify what the fish was just from looking?
Roll me.
I'm gonna guess nature or survival.
Ooh. Roll me a nature check.
Fuck.
It would either be between nature and history,
Oh, okay.
because I doubt you would have seen a fish like this. But you may remember. 8?
That's sick.
You don't recognize this fish at all.
Huh.
Yeah, it's large, big boy, and it's mounted.
Well, I'm gonna head to the bar, book in hand, the offering cookbook, as I call it.
Yeah. And he looks up. Yes, what can I help you with?
Would you like to? Oh God, what the hell was
Do you want some ale?
Well, I was gonna ask, would you like to contribute to a cookbook for our the patron, the deity patron named Bredus?
I ain't never heard of Bredis.
There's
You want what now?
a recipe.
And he make a persuasion check.
Where's Bredus? Oh. 4.
And he says, I'll tell you what. If you order some food, when I bring it out, I'll give you a little rundown.
What if I made it?
What if what?
What if I helped you for the day with with cooking skills? My cooking skills.
You want to cook for us?
Yeah.
You looking for a job?
Not really, but looking for more recipes for the cookbook.
Order some food and I'll think about it.
Okay.
So he hands you a little piece of paper, like a little menu. It says ale, 2 copper, mead, 5 copper, wine, 1 silver, stew, 5 silver, roasted meat, 7 silver, bread, 1 copper. Yeah. So you got ale, mead, wine, stew, roasted meat, bread.
Go for the bread for bread.
Go for the meat. Yeah, I was gonna say
Neat.
bread.
Bread? All right, 1 copper piece, he says. And he actually reaches like under the counter and like pulls out, like you hear like rustling of like a burlap sack.
Ain't no way.
And he pulls out like a chunk of, just a hunk of loaf, and just like plops it down.
How much is 1 silver to a copper? Is it like
100 copper to a gold. 10 copper to a silver.
10 copper?
About to get a lot of change. About to get a lot of change.
I didn't think I would be doing math today, but okay.
You'll be getting 99
Well, I'm gonna give
copper
1
back.
silver coin because that's the lowest that I got.
Okay. And he'll hand you he'll hand you some mead as well with the bread.
Okay.
He'll pour some mead and then hand that over to you. You ain't from around here, are you, friend? If I can call you friend. I don't know quite what you are.
Yeah, definitely not from here.
What are you doing this far north? Seems like you might be a tropical bird.
Well, the earliest I remember was it was mountains, so maybe not tropical bird.
Well, what are you doing in the Dale?
Collecting recipes for.
You came to the far north in the middle of nowhere to look at recipes?
Yes.
More power to you.
And, help some friends that I might not call friends sometimes. That I want to hit with a pan
He
sometimes.
looks up and he looks like through the bar.
No, they're not here.
Oh. Okay.
Don't worry.
With a pan sometimes. Remember this.
Enjoy your meal. And I'll think on taking you on maybe tomorrow. It's pretty late right now. Everything's already made. And you can smell like stew and meat, roasted meats and stuff. People are kind of eating.
Alright.
Just gonna sit there and eat for a bit.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask him anything before we jump to another Ba Sing Se tale?
What's with the fish?
Old Bitey, and he looks over. Old Buddy's a knucklehead trout. That's mainly what people eat up here, besides some meat that we find and bread that gets imported in. Old Bitey is a bastard of a fish. See how big he is?
Yes.
Knucklehead trouts aren't quite that big. And he was a bastard when I caught him. Out on the lake, up near Tourmaline. Gave me a hell of a go of it. But I got him. So I brought him back here, and I stuffed him on the wall of the North Look. So you can see. If you want to take a closer look, and he smiles, you're more than welcome.
Can you tell if it's like just if there's something off with it?
Make an insight check.
With that you want to get closer? It's like a dirty 20.
Feels like he may be playing a little prank.
All right, I'll take the bite or the bait.
Okay. So you walk over to it.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
14.
Just as you walk up, you start to look at Old Bitey. So he kind of looks like a whale. This is what Old Bitey looks like.
It looks like a whale.
Kinda. So I'm sorry. It's all red, but he's got like a white underbelly. If I can get out of this.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Like a.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, buddy, got
That's
some
what it
old
looks like.
issues
So,
there, too.
as you walk up and you get closer, his, like, from the neck, the gills out, just turns and tries to snap at you.
Ain't no way.
And and you just, like, slightly move out of the way as you hear the barkeep start laughing, like, deep belly laugh. And he says, "Welcome to the North Look." And he yells and he says, someone while back enchanted that damn fish to do that.
Okay.
And then you hear like guttural, like weird noise coming from this fish as its head just evens back out, but you look at it and its mouth starts to do this. And you hear "There's a place I like to go, further up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, must be under all that snow." And his mouth just closes and he stops moving. "Yeah," the barkeep says, "that gets annoying after a while. I don't know how to get him to stop."
What's the name of
It's
those,
possessed.
what's the name of those fish that would like
Yep.
you press the button and they like
That's essentially what it is. It's an enchanted one of those.
That's
Come on,
Yeah.
be happy
exactly
now.
what it is.
Can it mimic Kirk perfectly? Because that would be hilarious.
It sounds exactly like what I did. So,
Next one. Well, yeah, no,
that's it? Okay. That's your tale of Bossing Say. Jumping to, while you're still waiting, you got to the North Look. Matthias is peeling off, looking for this gem dealer. And you find the sign that leads you to this gem shop.
Sweet.
As you go inside, it's another log cabin, but inside there's like maroon curtains just kind of like draped over the windows, and behind there's like it's kind of dark in there. There's like a few candles lit, and behind a desk in front of you, like a counter, sits like a very slender, elven-looking man with like a ponytail, kind of like pulled real tight back. With like silver gray hair, and it just drapes down his back, and he's sitting nice and regal. "May I help you?"
Yes, I got these two rubies that I'm trying to get appraised.
Ah, the rubies.
Oh yes.
Put them on the counter.
Alright, I'm just gonna take them out and just slide them over.
Do you mind if I touch them?
Sure. Go ahead.
And like a telescopic fucking.
Like magnifying glass of it.
How much did you pay for them?
It was basically all my gold at the time. I don't
He takes it
remember.
down and goes,
Are you looking to sell?
Potentially, but before selling, I was looking to see how much they are worth.
and he looks at them both, he says,
Well, the worth is slightly different from selling and buying.
Okay.
Let's say these are about worth 250 gold apiece.
Trying to remember how much I pay for these things. What's it to?
It was like 1,500 for one or three.
for the two,
1,500.
it was like
for the
15 or 1400.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, that much? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was.
And you did not roll well to ascertain if it was a good price or not. And they rolled very well in their deception.
Oof.
But
Okay.
that's what they say it's worth.
Hmm.
It is up to you to take that or not.
That's me. My bad.
Oh, no, I thought it was like electrical.
Oh, no, that's me. I get fidgety.
Are you looking to sell them?
By chance,
My George.
do you know if, aside from monetary value, if these types of rubies would be good for actual use for anything, like say,
Jewelry, yes.
okay, like would it be good use for like maybe use in like I don't know, say like a spell or
Well, I do know spells very well. I only deal with monetary values of gems. However, there may be someone who can help you ascertain that is a wizard of sorts.
okay.
I can't recall where he lives.
Is he in town?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh dear. Okay.
But my memory may be refreshed.
And a little smirk crosses his mouth.
Hmm. Okay. And then I'm just gonna look through here. Well, I did come across this. This from a long time ago. I did come across this elder's necklace that I've been holding on to for a very long time.
Was it before I?
Honestly, yes. I don't know. I don't know if you want to for it.
Do you remember the description?
Did you have a description?
I literally just wrote down Elder's necklace. There's some that if he was here, he'd probably be able to tell me a little bit more.
You know what? Roll a D100 for me.
Bum, bum, bum.
Ooh. He rolling.
Let's make sure this is okay.
Critical failure.
Is a 78.
His eyes widen as he looks at it. He says, "That is worth quite a bit.
Okay.
Would you care to sell it to me?"
How much is it worth to?
I wouldn't pay more than 600 gold.
You know what?
And an answer.
I would say yes.
Thank you very much. And he takes out like a little box and he flips it open and there's like rolls of platinum.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes it and he counts out 60 platinum for you. And it's 2 little cases of 30 apiece that he just kind of like hands over to you. And he says,
In Lonelywood, there is someone who may be able to assist you in your ruby endeavor.
Much obliged, kind sir.
Is there anything else that you might like?
there's jewelry and like random gems and stuff, and there's some diamonds and whatnot.
I think I am good for now, sir. But thank you for your business.
It was good doing business with you. Fare thee well, Eth.
I'm just gonna walk outside and be like, "I have money again."
And as you walk out, the wind howling around you, and
I have money.
the camera pans up and shifts down over, continues east and pans down outside the house of the Morning Lord, located near Bryn Shander's northeast market square. It's a modest converted house, which looks a little bigger. Let's see. It's like not log cabinish, but it's like planed wood, and there's a steeple on top. It's still not huge, but it's roughly maybe the size of like a little bit bigger than the town hall, with like a steeple on top.
I'm gonna walk through the front gate, or the front door anyway, and I'm going to not really assert my presence, but I'm gonna try to walk in and be quiet and respectful to what's going on inside, and then try and see if I can figure out where the local priest is.
Misha.
Did you tell me the name before
I
left?
did.
Okay. If I can find Misha,
You mentioned it
Jesus, looking for
in your
Misha.
presence at Black Iron Blades.
then
Yeah.
yeah, that's who I'm looking for.
As you enter, you see pews going down the center, an aisleway that leads to like a pulpit off to the left, and in the front is like an altar, and right behind the altar is a statue of a finely dressed elven woman with her hands like this in the air, and like a sun with like those like a ball, but like they're really spindly rays. You know what I'm talking about?
A star.
Beacon.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a couple people. There's one person praying in one of the pews. Over just behind the pulpit, you can see a a like 60-year-old human male, kind of in blue drapery robes, vestments. He is completely bald, save for like a tuft of hair like right here, and a goatee that kind of like is like shaved in. It's
Nice
not
little
long.
soul
It's just
patch.
like it's like a wide soul patch.
Interesting.
Yep. And he's just off over there. As you walk in, he kind of glances up, nods, and continues what he was doing. He has a little book in his hand, and he's just kind of like standing over behind the pulpit.
So, assuming that's Mishan, I'm going to walk up towards the pulpit and in a hushed tone respect the person praying, say, Are you Mishan?
That I am.
So, my friend Kirkwood told me.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. My friend Kirkwood told me that you were in charge here. Is that true?
I am, I suppose, the priest of the temple, if that's what you were asking.
Exactly.
I am Michonne.
Well, I have a couple of things I was hoping you could help me with. My friends and I got waylaid on the way here, and we tried to save a couple of merchants from a frost troll, but unfortunately we weren't able to save them. And one of them had this scroll on him. I don't recognize the language. Is there any chance you might recognize it or be able to translate it?
He takes it and he looks at it and he nods and he begins to read aloud. My dearest Annabelle, so long have I waited to feel your touch again.
I just say, sir, you don't have to read more. It's okay. I understand the context at this point.
Very well. And he looks further down. It seems that the location is... He mentioned... he mentioned the Frosty Flagon,
Frosty Flagon.
which is in Karakonig.
Kirkonig?
Karakonig.
In Karakonig.
I would assume that's where he was heading.
Well, I appreciate you for the translation. I'll make sure she gets the letter.
That's about it.
I put it back away and then I say, the other thing is, I made a mistake in a village on the way here. And I've been sort of out of touch with my god since. I was a cleric. I don't believe I'm a cleric any longer.
You have come to the right place.
I appreciate that.
This place of worship is open to all that come to her frozen breast.
Definitely Presbyterian.
Priest and boobs got it. I say, well, thank you for welcoming me. I might say a few prayers. I don't think I'll have an answer, but
If there is someone to speak to that can hear your prayers, the Frost Mother may listen.
Frost Mother. Oh, you're referring to Aurel, aren't you?
Frost Mother goes by many names.
That was a yes.
Aurel,
Check.
the Frost Maiden, some call her the Cold Crone, but I believe that she is benevolent.
Well, you wouldn't happen to have an extra holy focus so I could commune with her, would you?
Communicating with the Frost Mother is, how do I say, the lack of items is not the issue. It is the want to be part of something greater that may be able to reach out. However, you may see that I am in the temple on my lonesome at the moment. A few of my worshippers
my fellow worshippers, have taken a trip, a quest to the Sea of Moving Ice, impossible abode of the Frost Mother, to retrieve a sacred shard of ice from the location to prove their worth. It is a superstitious quest, but everyone believes what they must to continue through this darkness and turmoil.
I might follow these worshippers if I can. However, in order for me to use any of my abilities, whether it be holy or not, or whether or not they're still there, I have nothing to channel through. Do you have any type of artifact I can take with me on this quest?
What do you know of the Frost Mother? I
know some. I've run into travelers on the road that say they were but mere bandits once and then started to follow her. And in the look of more gold and gains here in the north, I've heard of many tales, some of woe, some of good.
Is your heart pure? Do you wish to belong to a greater power? Something has brought you to the north, my son.
My friends have brought me to the north. I've come with my friends, and I've come to support them and protect them. That is what I hold dear.
You seem conflicted and unsure of your purpose. The Frost Mother may give you purpose.
Depends on what her purpose wants it to be. Hearing this, Dane kind of looks down at the ground, and he thinks...
Fear not, my son. And he puts his hand down on your shoulder.
Dane kind of just like scuttles back a little bit, like, what the fuck? But Dane thinks of the statues, and then he thinks of the oath he took to his family after his brother was killed. He thinks about all that, and he knows his devotion is in one location, and his faith is at the other, and he's trying to blend them, but he doesn't know that Oral's the way.
What do you believe in, my son?
I explained to him my past. So I explained that I was a follower of Baranar, and I was a cleric. And I found the Baronian faith after my family was killed. And I promised to use my abilities to protect everybody from evil, mainly orcs and followers of Grumsh.
The Frost Mother finds her flock in the strangest of places. I once worshipped, and he points to the statue of the Morning Lord, who brings the light of day. Circumstances and the calling of the Frost Mother has blanketed this land with darkness, and I believe it is the path that drives us and takes us to her will. It is by no mere chance that you have traveled this far north.
So Dane's gonna hear all this, and he's gonna start thinking to himself, he's like, yes, but weren't you devout to the Morning Lord? Just because it's colder and darker, does that make his teachings wrong?
You are not wrong about that.
Dane's
But when you feel something as powerful, a pull, and your life's work and purpose being caressed and cradled in the frosty bosom of the Frost Mother.
Frosties.
There is but only one way. If you stay in the Dale longer and still search, I have no doubt you will find the way to her frosty bosom.
Oh my
Just school tits.
But-
That's all I can see.
To obey you, or to assist you in your search for purpose. And he, out of his breast pocket, behind his robes, he pulls out a little amulet that is in the shape of a very blue shimmery gem in the shape of a snowflake.
Okay.
And he says this has been blessed in the frozen waters of the sea of moving ice. And as far as reaching a deity, the Frostmaiden may come to your ear if you were but to ask.
So
May
Dane,
this guide you on your way.
Dane takes it. He looks at it.
It's cold.
It reminds him of a soul coin. So
No.
the snowflake's not the same.
So I guess the snowflake. It's a snowflake.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you could say it kind of reminds you of the soul coin. Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna take it. He looks at it, and then he slips it over his neck. And the cold chill is too much, so he puts it just over his cold weather gear, but underneath the chain shirt. It's like this little pocket of ice on his chainmail.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna look at Michonne and say, "Thank you. I appreciate it. I will see if my friends will accompany me on that to see where these devout followers have gone to find this sacred icicle. And I appreciate your words. I have one more question for you. I saw in the square that there were some poles with rope. They seem new, fresh. What's the story behind that, if you know?"
Well, Oral does. Well, the Frostmother does require faith and sacrifice.
Human sacrifice?
It is her will
Oh dear.
to keep us safe. On a full moon, which is tomorrow, a lottery is taken of all the citizens in Bryn Shander. They are not killed. Who is chosen? They are just sent to be in the frosty bosom of the Frostmother.
Dane's gonna hear this and his face is gonna blanch a little bit. He's like, "Well, that's good news, I suppose. I have somewhere to be, so I'm gonna go. But
Okay.
thank you for the amulet and thank you for your time." And he's gonna scurry his happy ass towards the
As
temple,
you
towards
turn
the-
around and
Frostwood.
begin to scurry, the door kind of like flies open, and something resembling a little teddy bear comes running in. And as it gets closer, it's a very short,
Ewok.
like rock gnome
Rock gnome. Okay.
covered in furs. That it's like a big onesie that like has up over his head and down to his like fingertips and his toes, and he's just like waddling in. He goes,
Michonne! Macrinus! I can't get a hold of him! Michonne!
and he just kind of runs by you a little bit.
Okay. Who did he say you couldn't get a hold of?
Macretus.
And find Macretus.
Cabbages.
I am gonna stick around within earshot
Okay.
to listen to the conversation.
Gonna be creeping.
Macretus.
Gonna be creeping.
Man, human sacrifice.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
You overhear. How far away are you? Just like
Within
you
ear.
get to within
Within
decent
ear.
earshot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You overhear this individual as he goes up to Michonne. And Michonne says, what is it, Copper? And then Copper says back to him that Macretus was conducting research at an old cabin. Excuse me. In the out in the wilderness, and he hasn't heard back from him, and he's worried about his friend.
So hearing this, I'm gonna step forward and say, hey, if you want, I have a band of adventurers here. We might be heading out that way soon. If you want, we can try and stop by and check on them.
He looks at you. He flops back his fur hood, and he says, "Thank you. If you go to the cabin in the woods, and you find Macretus, please bring him back safely, or get news from him why he hasn't answered. And he'll take a little map and like draw out like a direction of this thing is."
Okay.
Yep.
Based off the map, can I tell north, south, east, west ish distance?
It is.
The sinking of bloody death.
Right.
Son of a bitch. Where are you? Southeast.
Southeast.
Slightly. It's more east, and then a little south.
East, southeast.
It's like over like here, and you guys came from like that way, so it's closer in direction. Actually, underneath is the spine, or is the map of Bryn Shander is here, and it's kind of
In the middle of the woods between Bryn Shander and Good Meat.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, let me say.
Okay. It's Kingstone in German.
Where did we come from? We came from way down
It came from Central. Okay. I'm going to set this right here. We only really need to see that portion. Okay. Well, I got some information for you boys.
Oh, I just want to come back to you guys and be like, guys, I got some money.
I got some money. I
Mhm.
got some money.
Yeah, I got some money. Hey.
Yup.
Money.
Bremen.
Money.
Dugan's hole.
You're a Dugan's hole.
And he introduces himself as Copper Knobbelknocker.
Knobbelknocker.
Wow.
Knobber.
What a name.
Knobberknocker.
What a name.
So we got Frosty Bosoms and Knobberknockers, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Quite the horny town.
Muffin.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I did pass through some time ago.
So you knocked up Knobberknocker's Busty Bosom.
Mm.
Am I right? Close? That's a fucking tongue twister.
Knocked up Knobbernocker's busty bosom.
Mm-hmm.
Busted ass bosom.
Cool. So I thank you for the map. I'm going to say we will look into it as soon as we can. And I'm going to head out of...
May the frost mother guide you.
Yep.
Oh, there's one.
Thanks. And I'm going to bail out and go towards...
As you bail
the
out
end.
into the whipping of the wind, the camera pans up and drops itself back and glides right through the front doors of the town hall. Seeing Kirk just kind of standing there, waiting a little bit. And as you hear steps come back down the stairs, and a woman, just under middle-aged woman, comes down. You recognize her as Duvessa Shane. Her hair is a bit longer, browner hair. I gave you a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just for everyone else's stuff, she's got fur, nice cloak with a fur just around her neckline, with a regal or a kind of stern, upright look. And she steps to the door and she stops dead. And she crosses her arms and her eyes narrow.
Speaker Shane, hello. I'm back in town,
I see you're back in town.
and I heard you wanted to speak to me.
Aye, that was 7 months ago.
I'll look at the proverbial watch on my wrist and... Has it really been that long?
Obviously. And she reveals a big, huge baby bump. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God. Oh.
It was just some help with the town. What are you doing back in Bryn Shander?
Well, I kind of met up with this party of rabble-rousers and odd folk and fly folk, and I guess I just kind of tagged along with them. Their adventure brought me back up this way. So I figured, you know what, I could use a new adventure to add to my repertoire. So it kind of evidently led me back to Bryn Shander.
All roads lead back north, eh, Kirk?
Yeah, so the old saying goes.
A lot has changed since you left.
I've noticed you've got some new poles up in the town square there.
Unnecessary truth has befallen the Dale. Unfortunately.
And what might that be? I've been down south for,
The darkness.
well, obviously. Oh, does it have something to do with that old crone I've heard about?
And her eyes narrow a little bit.
Never miss a beat, do you, Kirk?
I hear things from time to time.
She narrows in a little smirk.
It's good to see you.
Aye, it's good to be back in the north, I tell you what.
Are you looking to travel through or just coin in bed?
Well,
As she steps forward and starts.
Frosty bosom.
well, seeing the state of this place, I was thinking tonight I'd do a kind of a mini concert with your blessing in the town square, you know, try to raise some spirits and then head over to the North Look, go see old Bitey and try to play my way for some room and board for me and my party.
I'm sure Scramsacks will be happy to see you back in the North Look. You say you're with some friends?
Yeah, yeah.
Aye.
Came with the party I mentioned moments ago. A dwarven feller, an elven feller, and some chicken-looking motherfucker. Oh, and then there's a rabbit, but I think he gone up, done and...
Literally gone rogue.
Yeah, done disappeared.
And she stands up a little straighter, and her eyes kind of look around a little bit. She says,
Are you sure you have a good ping on your rabbit friend? This isn't the place for him to be running off.
Well, I know that he's looking for someone. I think he mentioned it was his brother. I guess his folk been getting stolen up around near here, these parts, so... You know, he probably just inquiring around in the shady parts of town about the stealings. He's good people, though. He's good people. He does the good things.
If I were you, I'd keep a good eye. We've had to stop some smugglers. Seem to be finding the rabbit folk down south, bringing them north. But I don't venture outside the walls, you know this?
Yeah. I also heard the old man sheriff still hanging about. Southwell, was it?
The old fucker still lives.
Surprising, I thought he would have retired by now. Or up and kicked the bucket.
He was about to, until the darkness set in.
And she looks up. You guys are still inside. She's just looking at the ceiling.
You looking to help?
Yeah, as best we can. I mean, I did mention we heard told tale of this old crone brought to darkness. We're heading further north, so I venture a guess we might find something to do with what brought on the darkness. It would be nice to see some sunshine again, listen off the snow.
Well then, clearing the darkness would sure help the Dale. But I think the thieves might be a little more pressing for myself and the old man. If you wouldn't mind taking a look.
Well, I will definitely bring it up to my group, and as soon as we find a rabbit, we'll probably find him in the North Look or something. But yeah, since he's a roguish type anyway, I mean, I'm sure we might be willing to stay for a spell to help you figure out what's going on with the thieving.
There might be a place you want to look.
Oh, and where might that be?
An outpost to the southeast. Old abandoned outpost. That's kind of where the tracks lead, they say.
Well, now, I thought I heard Garn say something about there being no tracks.
Outside the walls, tracks stay.
Alright, well, I can't promise anything except for a nice bit of lighthearted merriment this evening, but I will definitely bring it to the group's attention and see if we can't figure something out. Maybe, perhaps.
I would expect nothing less from the Heartbreaker of the North.
Oh, surely they still don't say that.
Some have moved on. Some still sing the tales of the three-legged young man.
Well, at least they got their facts right, that's for sure.
They've been Googling teen boys too
Oh,
Gross.
And she smirks and she looks you up and down.
nasty.
I think they're exaggerating.
And she turns and starts to walk back up the stairs.
Oh. Feisty as ever as I
It's
am.
good to see you, Kirk.
Aye, and you, the
Don't
vessel.
fucking die.
No promises, you know that.
I'll see you soon.
And I'll head up to the town square to make preparations.
Okay. What's everyone else doing? Everyone going to the North Look? Are you going to go to meet them at the North Look? Or are you going to go to the...
I'm going to start preparations at the town square. I have a feeling it's going to be quite the rabble-rouser.
Let's see how it goes. Where's everyone else at?
I was heading to the North Look to see
North
if I
Look?
could find them. So
I got my money. I was just like, yeah, let me try and find everyone else.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You all kind of magically, it all happened like at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And you all kind of meet up like in the town,
I've been inside that
in the
before.
center of town square, except for you. The two of you see Kirk. Kirk, you see the other two around the platform.
I see you guys and I start to explain that the town's in worse shape than we probably think.
How
as-
so?
Well, the priest used to pray to the morning lord.
Okay.
Which is a good thing to bring the sun, to bring the light. Seems like happiness, right?
Right.
He's changed over to worship the Cold Crown. So he now worships Auril. The big poles in this town center, that's human sacrifice. They do
Oh my.
a lottery of the people every full moon, which happens to be, what do you say, tomorrow night? Which has to be tomorrow night, and then 3 magic people are taken to the bosom of the Cold Crown. I'm taking that as code word for their oft.
So okay.
So that must
It's concerning.
be what Speaker Duvessa Shane was on about then, about these new necessary additions.
Yeah, well, the priest did give me a couple of things we could do. Well, not just the priest. There was a gnome that ran through. Copper Novel Knocker. I don't know if he's a friend of yours or not.
Never heard of him.
Oh, Novel Knocker. They figured you'd do something with that.
Oh
You
my.
didn't quite frequent the worship location.
I'll just put it this way. I'm not much welcome in the churches.
Tracks.
So, Novel Knocker's friend is to the southeast of town, and what is it? I'm gonna pull up my notes so I get the name right.
Are you all inside?
No.
No,
We're
Yeah,
we're
they met up in the town square.
You're up here.
Yeah,
I'm
you're still
inside.
inside.
North Wall.
Chomping on your
Packing at the bread.
pecking at the bread.
So, what was his name? He's looking at his friend Macretus, who's apparently doing some research in a cabin to the southeast. I told him we'd take a look potentially if we could.
Okay.
Then the priest told me that some worshippers of Auril went up to the ice flows, the sea of moving ice, to try and find a sacred shard of ice to prove their worth. I don't know if you guys remember those people we ran into on the road that were super sketchy. And we're also worshippers of Auril, but it's giving me some bad vibes. And I know we're looking for the Rabbit's brother, so maybe we could find some leads out that way.
Well, funny enough you should mention the southeast. Because Duvessa was saying something about the tracks that the thieves leave. Happen to lead southeast to this abandoned outpost out that way.
It sounds like we have 2 things we need to check out to the southeast. Then.
Yeah, and if we're going north to the Sea of Moving Ice, it's going to be quite a trek, because I think the furthest town that way is still at least a day's journey or more from the sea.
Well, speaking of north, it's not really north towards the ocean, but it's to the north. You know that scroll we had?
Mm-hmm.
That's a love letter to his, I'm assuming, wife, Annabelle. She's in Kerkonig.
Oh, Annabelle, I know Annabelle.
Is that your one?
Oh dear.
No, cheap joke.
We might want to give her the news and the letter on the way. So,
Fair enough.
but other than that, I got this shiny new little pendant and it makes my nipples all frosty. So,
Ooh, exciting.
don't think like
You
that,
might want to
Corky.
borrow it later.
I might
Glass cutters.
borrow that from you if
You
you.
still have 3 anal beads left. Get out of here.
They're not anal beads.
That you know of.
Mm,
They still smell.
Speaking of beads, I could use some more.
mm.
Not the anal kind, the dirty-minded motherfuckers.
Maybe like some oral beads. That seem to be pretty
Oral
common around there.
beads, that's funny. that is a dual purpose there. They're just frozen in blue a little bit. But that's all I've got for you guys. I mean, do you guys want to set up, or do you want to grab some food before you set up?
I'm not sure how
Well-
long we should. So, question. So, citizens of the town get put up to this lottery to get a sacrifice to the mother's bussy. What?
Yeah, we could
Door
bussy
crawl.
bosom, same
Bussy?
thing.
Okay, so
Door crawl.
so that thing.
Bussy.
So that being said, are we now, since we're here, are we entered into this lottery?
Well, they said of all the town's residents. So I would say if we're in the town when they do the lottery, probably. So
I
we
feel
need
like
to
we
leave
shouldn't
tomorrow.
hang out here very long.
Well, they do the lottery tomorrow, so if we leave before daybreak, we should be okay, right?
Okay.
Well, I don't remember precisely where's my last places of residences was.
Fuck.
Mainly the North Look.
Well,
And some houses here and there.
I mean, I know I frequented Bryn Shander back in the day, apparently some 7 months ago. But I don't remember if I'm per se a registered voter. So, I say we set up, get some meals, and then come back here for a nice little impromptu performance to lighten the spirits,
Okay.
and then get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Grab some beads before we get the fuck out of here so we don't freeze our
We
tits
might
off.
need to stay the nights as well. We'll need to leave before the nightfall.
Okay.
We're gonna travel through the night.
Need to camp outside the gate at least.
Touche.
Are you, the three of you, helping him set up, or is he setting up himself?
I'll help set up.
Sure, why not?
I have not heard anything they were saying.
Yeah, we're all here. He's
So
showing
back
up here.
to okay. So what are you doing to set up?
So I'm going to grab some lanterns that I can see, some string lights, lanterns, paper lanterns.
Using some lanterns with the rope that's on to kind of string up a few.
And then also setting up a couple of torches out in the square past the stage and
Roll me a performance check.
random. That was my elbow.
What the fuck?
It just
happens.
cracked.
It sounded like it broke.
I'm getting old.
I should hear my knees.
Keep your jerk hand strong, I guess.
That's a nat 1.
Oh!
You tie yourself up to a post.
He'll look up dirty deeds.
You try. As depressing or as ominous, I guess, the stage with the poles looked, it kind of looks like you're attempting to move up the ceremony.
Oh no.
People passing by kind of look at you, and you hear murmurs as people walk by, and you hear things like, it's fucking tomorrow, can't we just survive one more goddamn day? So a lot of the townspeople start to shy away from you guys and just kind of stop looking at you and give you dirty scowls. The friendliness of the town has dropped one snowflake.
By 100%.
A whole snowflake.
It's a concert before.
It only has 3 snowflakes.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, no, wait.
I think my plans
Yeah, 3.
have been misinterpreted. I think we should go visit the North Look now.
Okay, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, GTF.
Okay. Yep. As you guys just kind of drop what you're doing
Scurry.
and make your way to the North Look. You walk in. There are a handful of people inside. It's warm. It's cozy. It's exactly as you remembered it. Scram Sacks is behind the bar, just kind of leaning back against the back bar and kind of staring at Mert as Mert's just heck. Peck. And he's now. You guys are in the North Look. There's a table with a handful of people playing some cards and just kind of rubber-rousing a bit and kind of enjoying themselves. There's not really any music or anything playing. The piano's just kind of sitting by itself. It's quiet. It kind of brings people's spirits up a little bit away from out.
Yeah.
The North Look has kind of been a beacon.
So.
Hopefully continues to be.
Not one performance check, please.
So burst through the doors. Scransax! My old friend!
And he looks up, his eyes go wide, and he Then he scowls deep, and he busts open the side door, walks directly up to you, looks down, and his handlebar just kind of like tweaks, and he picks you up. Kirk, welcome back, my friend. And then he sets you down and woo. Haven't seen you in some time.
7 months by Devessa's count.
You seen Devessa.
Yeah, I stopped by to...
Honey Patcha, old ways never die.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, she...
I got your friend some food.
Oh, I
I
see
would
you
assume
found
you're
the
here with
chicken
him.
motherfucker.
Only you would be here with the sword of this. Seeing the different races that you're a party of, assuming that you're with Mert.
Well, yeah, I mean, we did come with Mart's his name. I just
get
call
his name.
him Chicken,
He just
Bird.
wants recipes.
Yeah, I haven't figured that one out yet.
I think I could probably give him something.
Oh, that would be...
I wasn't sure who his friends were, but now you're with him. Might be a little more inclined.
Well, I'm sure he would appreciate that, but I'm sure you would appreciate a nice sing-song.
Why aren't you playing the piano?
I picked up the lute.
Play both.
Wait, what?
Play both.
Play
As
both.
he's still.
Do it.
You pick up something new, Kirk?
I did, and I'll kind of swing it out and just kind of hold it by the neck and just show
Yeah.
it off. To him, it would look like those little My First guitars. Super tiny, childlike. Yeah, she served me well, quite, through my many adventures and places I visited, and I was hoping maybe she'd serve me here as well. Maybe
You play
give
as
us.
well as I remember. You might have a place to stay for the night.
I'll take you up on that. The same place over by the piano, right?
Yep. Just
No.
watch out for old Bitey. And he
Oh, of
chuckles.
course. He's still singing that stupid song.
Can't get him to stop.
Oh. And I'll purposefully walk close enough to Bitey to trigger it, knowing what it does, on my way to the piano.
Okay. Roll a dex save with advantage.
Nat 20.
You know when he's gonna pop. He bites out, and then he turns back, and then his mouth starts to go, and he sings the whole
And as he
song.
starts, I strum along. And
Strum along with it, and then you just
to catch
continue
the
into
attention.
songs. Roll a performance check.
This one's been serving me well.
Until now.
Until now.
You fucker!
I was waiting for it.
I was like, until now.
That's still a 14.
Okay.
I was better than that one.
Yeah.
I thought it was an
Significantly.
It's because of Old Bitey. Old Bitey's not in tune. It takes you a little bit after Old Bitey's done with his tune and he's righted himself back
Flat against the wall.
flat against the wall. But you do start to pick up and you shift into your normal tunes. Everyone just in the tavern, the handful of people, the guys playing cards, just kind of like look up and like start to tap their foot. The other few patrons are kind of like tapping their foot too and still doing what they're doing. You're making some music and it's doing decent. Scram Sacks kind of goes back behind the bar and just starts wiping down some tankards while you're playing. Mert, you're still at the bar. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna walk up to Scramsack. Say, hey Scramsack, how much is it for 3 ales?
What?
3 ales. 4, I guess.
No, I was given meat.
Yeah, I'm asking for alcohol though. Ale.
2 copper apiece, he says.
So I'm gonna buy 4 ales from him
Okay.
for 8 copper. I'm gonna give 1 to each of you guys. I'm gonna drink one. So I'm gonna walk up to Kirk. I'm gonna set it on the table next to him. I'm gonna go sit next to Mert. I'm gonna set 1 in front of me. Set 1 to the right at the open chair, and then I'm gonna give 1 to Mert. I'm gonna start explaining to Mert all the stuff that we found out while we were in the town center.
Okay.
Good thing I'm a bird.
You can still drink it. You're a humanoid bird, aren't you?
No, I said good thing I'm a bird.
Good
I ain't gonna get sacrificed then.
I'm confused. Okay.
What?
I was saying good thing I'm a bird because you know he mentioned about people being killed off to
I don't think they care what version of humanoid you are. But
bird. I
Time
can
will
just
tell.
Yeah.
May or may not tell. So, y'all discussing anything? Asking Scram Sacks? Any questions? While Kirk is kind of just playing his lute, doing all right.
Scram Sacks, the bartender.
Mm-hmm. Barkeep.
I'm just gonna ask. So how does this? I've heard there's a lottery happening tomorrow. Is that true?
And he frowns a bit. He says, yeah, it's what the church decided would be best to appease Oral, the cold crone, maybe to bring us back the light. Some say that. I believe some wish the darkness to stay.
So
But that's here nor there. The darkness hasn't left yet. So I guess we'll keep doing what we're doing. Not a fan, but in the morning, the militia, I'm sure you saw on the way in, they take a census of every single person in the walls. And then a lottery will be taken. And that person.
interesting. And this happens in the morning, you say?
Yeah, usually the morning of. Although, to stop runners, the gates are locked pretty tight at night, the night before.
Oh. I
Just,
just kind of, as he's saying this, I just kind of
and I'm like,
look my eyes over. Okay.
good thing you're gonna fly.
What are the odds? There's like 1,200 people in town.
When does that usually happen? Just curious.
The sacrifice?
No. When do they lock the gates? Just curious.
Oh, about an hour ago.
Oh, that's lovely. Good to know.
Yeah, it's late evening.
I'm not gonna carry one of you guys. I'm not gonna carry one of you guys, so don't think about it.
Carry me.
So,
hearing this.
back in the day, I'll go ahead.
I was going to say, well, hearing all this, I'm going to say, well, has anybody hidden from this yet? Has anybody tried to stop the church and mayor from letting this happen?
Everyone just trying to survive. These sacrifices seem to appease her somewhat. It's not getting any colder. We're still having a little bit of light during the day. Just trying to find that one sacrifice that'll appease the cold crone for her to relent. So every full moon, or every new moon, we attempt to find that person. Or the town attempts to find the person. I just
Dane's going to
put in a name in a hat.
Dane's going to get a little upset and say, but the death of an innocent never justifies or appeases an evil god. It only makes it worse. And he's going to look at his drink and start drinking again.
Some say she's evil, some say she's protecting us. There's a lot of harsh things out in the Dale. The darkness seems to quell a little bit of the daytime walkers, the Goliaths and such. the raghead nomads have kind of stayed away. I mean, there's still Tale of the Giants out east, but
There'll be no town to protect when she sacrificed everybody in the town, though.
oh, I'm sure it'll end way before that. We're just biding our time. I really don't believe one way or the other. I just sell my spirits and food and try to give people a cozy night at the North Look in case it be their last.
And Dane just and keeps drinking his ale.
Yeah, Matthias is just shaking his head and he's also just sipping his ale.
So back in the day, Kirk used to help out on little tiny quests that I remember this one time my son ran off with his girl and I needed him back because he needed to work, and Kirk went out and brought the boy back and he disappeared with the girl. But
Sounds about right.
my meaning is, are y'all looking to make a little coin too along the way?
Of course.
I mean, if we survive tomorrow, then absolutely.
Kirk could probably tell you, but outside the North Look, there used to be a lantern hanging over that would shift from blue to green to red to yellow and just shift around all different colors just to kind of light the way. It's kind of been taken. It's weird. Normally people see stuff.
Was it taken by these thieves we've heard so much about since we've been
It's been taken by a thief because I didn't give it to nobody. If y'all can bring that back, I'd appreciate it if you were to look into it.
We can look into it, but where do we start?
What would, like, shiny things?
Probably that place where I mentioned earlier.
Probably the southeast they camp.
But
That's
then
where the thieves are going.
Coast, yeah.
Who would like shiny things?
Birds.
You're new. Did you steal? I'm just kidding. You ain't got no nest. Jesus.
Remember the last time we found shiny things in a nest? That went well.
Oh yeah, almost got tranced into the ocean.
No. That would be if you actually managed to hit. I think.
Yeah, if I would have hit, then yeah, that would have not ended well.
So what do y'all do?
Well, I'm
What do
gonna
y'all
finish
set of
drinking my
skills?
mead and my ale because somebody is trying to get me drunk.
You're welcome.
I
Oh,
can't
you
say
know
no
what?
to free ale.
Y'all are adventurers.
I'm a blacksmith. Used to be a cleric. Finding my way from there.
Y'all doing adventure or nothing?
Got a few
You
places.
come a long way. I have a soft spot for adventurers like yourself, as Kirk knows, and he goes down and he pulls out 4 more ales and just puts them on the table for y'all.
Really do I speak my language there.
So what's your all's blacksmith,
Once cleric.
cleric, birdman? What's your set of skills? Are you a cook?
You're a wizard master.
I
I
punch
did
stuff.
You punch stuff?
Well, punch, kick, headbutt.
You're a pugilist.
Yes.
He's
All
good
right.
with his hands.
What?
Now
Says
you
you're good with your hands.
Magic?
Yep, I do be a wizard. I have quite the hefty fireball.
You're gonna catch a fish if you keep that shit up.
No. Meet me outside. How about that?
You saw what happened to the troll.
Well, there was. Well, if y'all decide to go on this trek for me and find my lantern, and maybe find the thieves and either bring them back or deal with them. I prefer bring them back so they can face the justice of Bryn Shander.
Maybe the big fish.
Add them to the lottery.
But unfortunately, the last. Excuse me. The last sacrifice to Oral was a man of Thay. He was a wizard, Harry, like yourself.
Okay.
And his belongings kind of got left. You see, when you sacrifice, they don't kill him. They strip him down to nothing but their nethers and out into the north, out into the cold, to go meet a cold crone.
As in, you send
So
them
they-
walking?
Don't
Send
die.
him walking. That we do.
So hold on. So during the sacrifice, they don't die. You say?
They just send them off.
I mean,
Whereas to the
spending, you feel how cold it is, spending any time in this weather,
Ah.
I'm sure
Okay.
if
Bitch
the
cats up!
cold crone doesn't,
They don't sacrifice them. They just
What?
we'll come back.
It's like the Dark Knight Rises. They send them out on the.
They just
Oh, they just throw them in the
they just strip them and eat them off.
Which probably still kills them.
Yes.
I can't read this,
It's like
but I
death
feel
by exile.
this may help you. I have no use for it. That Thay guy, he it's the last little bit of his belongings that are still here.
What's it say? What's it say? What's it say?
Just out of curiosity, I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
peel it open.
Am I able to?
Hailstorm.
The entire
Great band, by the way.
It is a great band.
the whole north will just under the hill.
So,
Is it a new spell scroll?
yeah. Much obliged, friend.
Hopefully it does you better than it did him.
Let's hope. I'm just gonna take another sip of my ale.
So, after their conversations have ended, I'm assuming the crowd is a little more jovial.
Not really. They're enjoying themselves, but no one's chucking coin. No one's
I'm
surrounding
I'm
you.
not looking
They're
for
just
coin,
they're just
enjoying the music.
yeah, tapping their foot, just kind of like looking up and nodding and stuff, and a little bit of smiles, but nothing insanely crazed.
I'll pause, walk up to the counter, and so Scrimshaw, you still got that ale cart of yours in the back?
The what?
Ale cart.
Yeah. What you thinking?
Let's say we bring this shindig to the town square, and I'll throw one of my concerts like I used to.
Let's see what he says. Okay.
Get your fucking hands away from the cart.
Now, if you showed up about a week ago, I'd be right there with you. But with the sacrificing happening tomorrow, people are a bit on edge.
Well, do more reason to lighten their spirits a bit. I know
Maybe
it's
not
a
right now.
horrid
Sure,
change.
to lighten their spirits, though. I feel like it would just be. It would look like a celebration for the sacrifices.
Well,
Concert to kill.
think of the kids, though. They're probably scared out there.
Think of the
You know I've
children.
got a soft spot for the children.
Kids are in bed. It's late.
Ah, it's not that late. Come on, just like the good old days. Bring the good old days back.
Make a persuasion check. It's a high DC because of all the other things that happened and rolls and what he rolled.
Nat 20.
Well, hopefully
Badly.
they'll catch what you're trying to throw at them. Go for it.
And I'll kind of strum a little marching tune. Not a death march, but some like Pied Piper, jovial. Like,
Moonlight Sonata. Indeed.
I'm moving to the town square. Let's go! I got a surprise for you all.
Yeah, we'll take that persuasion. Why not?
All right.
A few of them go with you. Guys still playing cards just kind of stay, but a handful start going with you. As you head out, are you guys going too? Or are you all staying in the tavern?
So, I'll stay. I'll go with him to make sure he doesn't get jumped for the concert. But I'm gonna stay a little away from the crowd.
You go with him?
Just off to the side, close enough to intervene, but not close enough to be associated.
I'll take what's left of my ale and I'll just kind of tuck it into my bag of holding for safety.
Mert?
Everything comes out.
I'll stack the remaining ale things to carry all of them. And
Okay.
take the bread with me, and I'll follow.
Okay. So, y'all get out there to the center of town. People are still kind of eyeing you funny. How are you going about this? What do you do?
So, as I get there, I'm going to throw my loot over my back, take my tinderbox, light the torches.
Try to fix up what you fucked up.
Yeah. Get the lanterns lit so that it brightens up the place. And I'll stand on the stage, grab my loot again, and I'll just kind of clear my throat, and I'll break into verse. Spoken verse first, and it kind of goes like, come guess me this riddle, what beats, bites, and fiddle, what's hotter than mustard and milder than cream? What bets wets your whistle, what's clearer than crystal, what's sweeter than honey and stronger than steam? What'll make the lame walk, what'll make the dumb talk? The elixir of life, the philosopher's stone. And what helped Mr. Brunel to build the Thames tunnel? Wasn't it poteen from old Innisson? So stick to the crater, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, it's no wonder if lightning and thunder weren't made from the plunder of poteen, me boys. And I'll break into a jaunty jig and reel and just start playing.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
15.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
What kind of bard are you? What kind of bard are you?
The passerbys kind of stop and listen to you finish your spoken, and then you begin to play, and they continue to stop, and more stop, and a few more stop, and for the next few minutes, about 20 minutes or so, while you're playing and shifting songs and singing, you get a nice little crowd going. They're all kind of just tapping along and everything. Roll me another performance check.
So after this first 20 minutes, I'm going to cast Dancing Lights,
Okay.
and it's going to be 4 orbs that change color,
Yep.
like RGB,
Yep.
and just kind of float around in the crowd and
Okay.
above their heads.
Roll with advantage.
Thank you.
Because I don't want you guys to die tonight.
30, 24.
Okay. As soon as these lights start to swivel and swerve and peel around the crowds, people like begin to the way they're moving, people kind of link arms and follow the lights. So it's like a serpentine dance as everyone's following the moving lights, and people are clapping and laughing. People are really getting into it. What the rest of y'all doing? It's kind of like watching, or are you joining in?
I'm just kind of standing next to Dane, just like waiting for
Hell to break loose.
something to not go right.
Can I just go perch on one of the trees? Oh, trees. I mean,
There's no trees.
Rooftops. I mean,
Yeah.
just keeping an overwatch. Keeping
Okay.
it out.
You're perched on a rooftop. You look down. You see about 60 to 70 people just swirling and dancing in lines and just kind of having a good time. The spirits of this portion of the town have been raised a bit.
Full
And
snowflake.
yeah, not quite.
Quarter flake.
Yeah. So as the evening wears on and you continue to play, it starts to wind down. People kind of slow down a little bit. Some people start to leave a little bit. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
So for after I play my last song, I'm gonna cast, if you'll allow it, Pyrotechnics, 2nd level spell, 3 times.
Okay.
It's an instantaneous.
Yeah.
On 3 of the torches,
Okay.
and it's going to be fireworks as
Okay.
the effect.
Yeah, sure.
So
Shit.
Everyone's
Big ass.
after the last song plays, instantly, and
everyone's clapping and laughing and smiling and enjoying themselves. And then as you hit that last note and the fireworks go off and the cold takes the flame. As the cold takes the flame. That's pretty good actually. Everyone's still kind of clapping, and then the clapping starts to get less and less. And everyone's still kind of looking up at the smoke and the mist from the hot and the cold air mixing, just kind of like hanging in the air. And you're not playing anymore. And everyone's looking up. Everyone's eyes kind of trail a little bit to the center stage where you are. You see some faces start to fall a little bit. Some sighs in the crowd. Some people look down at the ground as everyone disperses slowly, having enjoyed themselves on the eve of possible exile.
as everyone's starting to disperse, I'm gonna say, or just kind of announce, like, some of you older folk might know me, Kirk Mackwood, the old bard that used to roam these streets. I'm back, and I've heard the plight of the people, and I promise to you that I will try to fix this and rid the clouds from the sky and let the sun shine once again on the glistening snow.
A few of them stop
And I'll step down.
and kind of look up as you're speaking. You recognize a few faces. But after a few seconds of watch, they continue to turn and to somberly walk back to their houses. And deep in thought of what tomorrow eve will bring for the residents of Bryn Shander, and what poor soul will not see the light of any day to come. That's good timing.
Question. Can I roll for perception to see if there's something off, strange going on? Like, since I'm watching from a rooftop, would I be able to, like,
What are you trying to
maybe
ascertain?
thieves or just something off, something standoffish?
So there is something off. Everyone is upset. But are you looking for thieves, or
I was gonna say in general, just because everybody's distracted, maybe somebody would take the chance.
Roll me a perception.
Roll for initiative.
That's 6, but with natural passive perception of 14. So, not sure what do you want to do with it?
There's too many people for you to actually pick out anything individually happening.
And with 2 ales and 1 meat in,
Yeah.
definitely not.
Yeah, you really don't
Dwarf!
check anything.
Yes.
Hi!
How can I help you?
Hello!
I'm drunk. Oh my god, the
Definitely.
bird's
The
drunk.
dwarf's just gonna look.
Make a
He's
Constitution saving throw.
just gonna look at Matthias and say, "You know how tempted I am to make him duel me right now. So tempted."
8.
Whopping 8.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Fuck, I hit the wrong one. Just dex. Dex check. There you go. 19.
You lose your footing and you begin to slide down the rooftop. But just as you're cresting over the precipice of the fall, you kind of catch yourself and you slow fall the rest of the way down. Yep.
Do I also catch all the fucking
Now
mugs?
you're drunk though.
Toasted.
Yeah.
So I'll meet back up with them and well, I tried to give them some relief, some respite from this town has really changed since last I've been here.
It's depressing as hell.
No shit. I say we go back to the North Look. I could use a drink.
I mean, Dane's just gonna clap the little dude on the shoulder and say, "You know, you really like the attention, don't you?" And just follow behind you.
I used to live here. It's my alma mater, as you could say.
With
10 towns.
all your baby's mothers too. Yes.
No, there's only one that I know about.
Wait, you do have a child.
That I know about.
So y'all head back to the North Look. Scram Sacks is still in there. A handful of people still playing cards still. It's pretty late. There's like 3 of them just kind of sitting around playing a little bit of cards. Older gentlemen. Still with some ales in front of them. Really no one else is in the tavern at all. Scram Sacks is just kind of cleaning up a little bit.
I'm gonna go pay my 2 copper for a mead and go sit down with the guys playing cards and kind of just set some silver and coppers on the table.
Is anyone else playing cards?
Nah.
The bird's already dumb. He's drunk as well, so it's not gonna do help him. So he definitely is like, no.
Okay.
Sure, I'll play cards. Why not?
Dane's gonna try and investigate his axe a little bit and look at it, see if he can know anything different about it. But I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
Well, what are you doing first? Are you playing? Or you're not playing cards? Okay. What are you trying to look at? What are you trying to do with your axe?
I think what he's gonna do, like being a smith, he's just gonna go down the whole thing with like a smith's eye and look at the grain structure, the way it's formed, how it's made, the intricacies, if there's any special carvings he might have missed the first time, anything that would give away a hint of its origin.
Roll me investigation.
That's 19 plus dirty 22.
You work your way down the Damascus blood red steel, down the shaft of the axe, the finely curved metal that encircles down to the pommel with a leather wrap around the base of it. You do notice on the underside of the pommel is a rune.
Do I recognize the rune? No. Okay.
You didn't see it before, but you see it now. The exact specifics of it we'll hold off on because I don't want to lead you one way or the other.
Okay.
But there is something.
And then
There.
with that, Dane is going to essentially channel divinity, or like his divine sense. Well, yeah, I guess divine sense, because it acts as a detect good and evil, and he's going to channel it specifically on the axe to see if he can detect good or evil on it.
Okay. Yes.
What can I detect on it?
Nothing.
Good.
Good and evil.
Evil. It seems. It almost seems split down the center. Good on one blade, evil on the other.
Okay.
But it keeps switching. The feeling keeps switching back and forth.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Thank you.
Mert, what are you doing?
He's looking at his descending stone
Okay.
curiously.
What would you like to do?
Well, it's probably just a rock. That's probably good for in case you want to throw out a certain bard or I'm just performing bad. I'll just keep it. Yeah, you.
Matthias, Kirk, you all sit down. The gentlemen allow you to buy in. How much you all putting up?
I'll put in a silver.
Silver?
Wait, what?
Same.
They're gambling.
Silver piece.
Okay.
There's 3 guys. Pot is 5 silver.
Good.
How we're going to play this at our table
Oh, fuck.
is you're going to grab a D12.
Okay.
That's the Pentagon one, right?
Yes, Pentagon.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pentagonal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Where?
The D12,
Okay.
a D8,
It would be.
Okay.
and a D4.
Yeah.
12, 4, 8.
You're not playing.
I'm
The
not. I
goal-
want to learn how they're gonna.
You are playing now? Or?
The
No,
goal
I'm
is
learning
to
how they're
roll
doing it.
the highest.
Okay.
So let me get mine out too.
Slash roll 12.
So 12,
12,
8, and 4. Got it.
8, 4. Okay. 12,
1.
English that even on English.
8, and 4.
So you can get a maximum of 24 and the low of 3.
12,
I just want double digits.
4. So, how this is going to work is everyone is going to roll. This is like flipping a card to yourself. Everyone is going to roll your D12
Okay.
hidden to only yourself. Okay. That's the first thing that's going to happen.
Okay. Right now?
Okay.
Yep.
Wait, only them, right?
Yeah,
While
I'm
it was
just,
playing.
I'm just doing it so I can learn what they're doing. That's all.
Okay.
Hand over your card. One player of the 3. The first gentleman puts in 1 more silver. The second gentleman flips his card over and folds, so he's out. The third one puts a silver in the pot. 7 silver in the pot at the moment.
I'll
You
call
can-
with 1 silver.
Buy in, yeah.
I will also call.
Okay, so 9. Can you keep track of silver?
Sure.
Okay,
9.
so
Gotcha.
9. It's only going to be a few more. So now you'll take the D8, roll it, out in the open.
Oh, out in the open.
Out in the open.
Okay.
You lucky fuck. It's because you're rolling with fucking.
I didn't roll at all. I literally just went.
Exactly. He's rolling with the goddamn stone.
Alright, so the first man on the D8 rolled a 2. And the other man rolled a 7.
Nice.
I have an 8.
Okay.
I have a 1.
And can we add to the pot?
Mm-hmm. If you would like to add, you can
I'm going to
start with both of you.
I'm going to add in 1 gold.
1 gold, 9 silver.
I will call.
You put a gold in.
2 gold, 9 silver.
Okay. The first man will fold, and the second will add a gold. The last man will add a gold to the.
3 gold, 9 silver.
Yes.
Wait, wasn't there 5? No, there were 5 players. Now it's down to 3. 1 NPC and then.
So, the last roll is going to be hidden. Roll away. The gentleman with you, stern eye, looking at the pot in front of him, places another gold
4 gold, 9 silver.
on the table.
I will raise, doing the 1 gold
Mm-hmm.
to match,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 silver.
And 2 silver. Okay.
Okay, so hold on. It's officially at 6 gold, 7 gold, 1 silver.
Because you added the silvers already
Yeah.
into it? Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
7 gold, 1 silver.
I am going to fold.
Fold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's going to take out the 2 silver and additionally 1 more gold and place it on the table.
8 gold, 3 silver.
I will call with 10 copper pieces. No, sorry. I will call with the gold piece to end the betting.
Okay, so 9 gold, 3 silver. So you don't have copper, fuck.
He flips his cards over. He had a 12, a 7, and a 3. That is a 32 total.
I had
With a 7 and a 3?
12 and
22, sorry. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
hold on.
22.
and I had an 18 for a 6, a 4, and an 8.
He smiles and he pulls the pot toward him. Now, does everyone remember what they put in? Because you got to get rid of what you put in.
I did it as I
Okay.
threw it in the pot.
Okay.
I just did the 2 gold and then the silver we initially put in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He thanks y'all for the money. If y'all want to play again,
I'll play a shorthand.
D20 rollies. He puts down 2 gold.
Bro, it sounds like
18.
16. And I'll say 2 for my blood and just
Okay.
finish my drink and go
He
see
thanks you
about a
for
room.
the money. And then he buys a round for everyone. He just puts a gold on the table or on the counter.
Oh fuck! Here comes the 4th one.
My kind of guy.
I'll
Yeah.
raise my glass to him and say, a proud winner and a good gentleman.
Cheers.
And I'll
Raise
start
your back.
to drink.
He'll start drinking too. So, is there anything else y'all would like to do?
I am just going to, while we're all still...
Broke motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, while we're all still kind of together, I'm just gonna kind of gather everyone together and be like, so, I know the bird's drunk.
You look drunk as well. So
Like, I'm feeling a little buzz.
you look drunk
But
more than me.
the point is, look, Linda, you fell off a roof. I don't want to.
Listen, Linda.
But
off a roof.
But anyway, so our situation for tomorrow.
Situation.
What's the plan if this shit goes sideways?
I'll fly off.
Well,
Well,
I will fireball you out of the sky.
If you can hit me.
let's look at the reality. There's 1,500 people in the village.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 4 of us. 4 divided by 1,500. It's not a very high chance of us being chosen.
Mm.
well, we need to find where the fuck the rabbit went to because we could really use his skill set.
That's true. Well, I mean, do you know of anywhere we can hide in town that they may not check?
Well, I mean,
Barrels.
aside from a few
Barrels.
houses I might have visited in the past, I don't know if they're abandoned now or if they're still occupied. Don't know if I'm still welcome. I mean, it's alleyways as per usual town, but the guards would know about them.
Kirk and Matthias, you notice a little movement in the pub, in the tavern. You see floppy ears just kind of coming up to you guys.
Well, that solves one problem. Where the fuck you been?
Mm.
I was looking for my brother. I was looking for information about my brother. That's why we came. I've heard essentially what you guys have heard about that there are like slavers linked up with like thieves, and he's heard about this weird abandoned place out east or south or somewhat whatever direction he got as well, and he thinks that may be a place to go take a look at, and he's same as you guys. He's kind of nervous about this sacrifice stuff, but it doesn't sit well with him either. Yeah. Essentially, he's on board with what you guys have heard. Besides the cabin, he didn't hear anything about the cabin.
Okay, we'll tell them about the cabin and everything else, but
Okay. Hear that, chap? Listen about the cabin.
jeez, chat.
He's gonna have to backpedal the video now.
Right.
Pay attention.
You should just put the exclamation marks over certain parts.
Actually, do you have any more of those?
No, I don't have more.
No. Those that dome. That
Oh,
we
you
use?
mean the tiny hut?
Yeah, those.
I've got 3 glass beads.
Mm.
If we want more than 3 uses out of it, I'm gonna need some more. But nobody was tossing coin. I don't really blame them. And that gentleman, and I'll raise my glass to him and
Took all your fucking money.
sip on my drink some more. Kind of stole most of my money. I don't have much left. So
Mm.
I thought you were gonna take it.
Yoink.
You know what? I'm definitely
if you
ready.
didn't roll that 12,
Yeah, that was the first thing. I'm like, all right, top of the order, let's go.
But point being, that could be a viable solution to take cover in.
oh, absolutely. I mean, for our group especially.
One thing noticed a purple
Bird,
bead.
it's okay.
One day noticed purple bead in the middle of snow.
Wait, is it invisible or no? Or is
It's
it-
not invisible, no. You can see the light shining through it. I mean,
uh,
they can't see inside of it, so they won't know how many we are.
but still, they.
And I can pop it pretty much anywhere. And so if we find enough cover, I can always just bloop.
Mm,
And it's not very bright anyway. You'll only be able to see it for, not very far away.
It's a purple anal bead that you leave in the middle of a fucking snowstorm.
It's not a fucking anal bead, you stupid fucking chicken. I swear to fucking Lord above, I will cook you for dinner one of these nights, I swear to Christ.
Praise oral.
You too.
I'll cook it harder than that fucking Astro.
That compelled duel's feeling real nice.
So, as you guys discuss what your plans are you guys planning to spend the night, or are you leaning more towards attempt to leave in the dead of night?
My vote, so to speak, would be to stay the night in town.
I would say, roughly what time of day is it for us right now in game?
Right now, it's probably like almost midnight.
I would say if given the point in time right now, we would have to like scout the wall now and leave in an hour if we can find a way out.
And we also have a drunk bird with us.
Yeah, well, definitely
we can
drunk
blame
bird.
the
And a drunk Kender.
And a drunk wizard.
I can carry
I'm
it.
Buzz.
No,
He's a professional alcoholic wizard. He's
Exact
fine.
functioning alcoholic.
It's Rick Sanchez.
Right.
You say that, but he's probably gonna burn one of you accident again.
Oh, my goodness. Look, that was an accident.
That's why I said by
one time thing.
And let
One
Chad
time
play as
fluke.
well.
So, as you guys are discussing your plans, drinking, I don't want to say merrily,
I don't want to
but
fucking drink anymore.
drinking and discussing and just having an air of impending things to come.
In front of this gentleman.
Yes, that's
Who's
just sitting in the
probably
corner
wasted.
drunk, and he's passed out.
Yeah.
He's passed out now.
Free money.
We will end the session there
You're not the rogue.
and pick it back up next session. Whether you guys decide to leave in the dead of night or wait until morning, or stick around for another day and see the sacrifice, it is all up to you. So, Shenanigoons. Oro's frozen bosom.
And a